I'm Sweats.
And I'm Steve.
I used to be an average, ordinary guy. So one day a pair of magical glasses fell from the heavens and gave me the powers and rhythms of an electronic future. Now with my glasses and my cousin Steve,
I just like to be on the internet.
we're ushering in the future electronic.
Sweats.
Steve, this is the Sweats and Steve Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 14 of the Sweats and Steve Show. You like my get-up, Steve?
Oh, it's the first I'm seeing it. It's great.
What's going on, man? How you been, man?
Everything is good. Everything is good. Having some technical difficulties right now. My computer is not uploading fast enough, so I'm on my phone until I can get on my computer.
I think they're doing it intentionally, Steve. I think they're trying to stop the flow because we're gonna awaken some minds. We're gonna open up some third eyes tonight.
Okay.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? As I said before, episode number 14 of the Sweats and Steve Show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about conspiracy because I remember that an episode or two back, a lot of people expressed interest in hearing about some conspiracy theories. So here we are. Like, where to start? Like, well, here I'll kick it over to you first, Steve. I'll kick it over to you first. Since you are kind of like the skeptic, and more often than not, what are your do you tend to believe conspiracies? Like, are you does your questioning of things kind of come into play more often than not? You know what I mean?
No, I don't think that this is. I think the way that this show is going to go is you're going to read us a conspiracy theory, and then we'll talk about it, and then at the end of it, I'll say something like, "Let me tell you why that's not real."
Well, actually, I kind of had when I was trying to search up maybe articles and stuff that I could use to for examples and stuff like that. I think I pulled up this article that kind of showed that which conspiracy theories that turned out to be true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of found that interesting, and maybe I could just pull it up right now. Let's see. Let me see here. I'll share the audio as well. I don't think there should be any audio.
My computer is finally rebooting.
Okay. Do you want to back out and then come in through there?
No, not yet. It's still spinning.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. All right. So yeah, we have a lot of conspiracy theories we could actually talk about tonight. Oh, that's lovely. I don't know,
that's a good entrance on the conspiracy theory type of.
I actually this might be weird, but like that tone is kind of similar. Oh shit, we got Lord Panatra in the chat. Hail Sweated Steve. Hail to Lord Panatra. What's going on, Panatra? How you doing, man? But I did hearing that because like the Apple startup sound. Like I remember as a kid that every time that they had like a Disney Pixar movie where they had that THX, I don't know if they did the sound design for the movie.
Yeah.
Where like they had like this robot or whatever, and he'd kind of mess around with stuff. Like, I mean, probably we could probably look up some videos of it later on. But like, I remember like that tone, like that little like, it always creeped me out. I don't know why. Yeah, I was I don't know. I think everyone has those things that kind of scare them, but doesn't really make any sense why it scares them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord Fernandez says, "I'm good. Glad to see y'all. I'm glad to see you, man. Glad to see you, man." But anyway, let's see what we got here. If you wanted to give my initial jump on the conspiracy, I mean, on conspiracy theories in general. I am a bit of a skeptic myself, and I do like to question things just naturally. So, so I don't know. I mean, some of them are a stretch, obviously. So I wouldn't believe every single one, but I mean, I'll tell you like this, Steve. We live in a very strange and curious world, and sometimes reality turns out to be stranger than fiction. You know what I mean?
Reality tends to be stranger than fiction.
Yeah, just because
Um,
stuff that you wouldn't believe like to actually be real actually when sometimes it turns out to be real, so that's why it's stranger in a sense, you know what I mean? Actually, let me see here.
I'm
So
digesting that.
that should have been a shower thought. I should have taken over your segment there for a sec, Steve.
That actually made me think a little bit. Maybe I will rethink my skeptic ways. Who knows?
I wouldn't say it would be to revert your skeptic ways. I think it would maybe even increase it, honestly. Give me 1 second. Let me share out this video. Let me share out the live stream to my personal page real quick. And then we will look in to this article right here. Let me see. Oh, we'll look into it while this is loading up. Okay. So let's see here. So the article reads 6 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Oh, and by the way, if there's any specific conspiracy theories that anyone in the chat might like to see us talk about, just let us know and we will look those up for you. I know the world is very curious to know what truth we're trying to uncover. They're gonna ban this stream. They're gonna ban us after this stream, and things are never gonna be the same. This might be the very last Sweats and Steve show you ever see, folks. So get it while it's hot, kiddo. All right, let's see here. 6 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. So the times that, which by the way, can you imagine how cool you would feel if you actually like found if you were to if you were to study and research a conspiracy long enough to actually like find evidence to show that it was true, or it's like so noticeable that there's no way that it could, no one could keep a lid on it. Can you imagine how cool that would be? I would feel very fulfilled.
Very
I'd feel like
accomplished.
like a supernatural detective almost. Like my
I, I
third,
I feel
yeah.
like I have the capability to do something like that if I put all of my effort into it.
Yeah, like you could spend hours trying to research and maybe some on the ground like field work or something like that.
Yeah.
I believe you. I believe you, Steve. Lord Fernandez says no. Although no, I'm not sure what you're knowing about Finatra. Are you oh, I think he's knowing about the man. I think he's commenting about the man wanting to take down the stream.
Hmm.
So all the third eyes were about to open. But by the way, do you know what the third eye is? You know when they say third eye? Do you know
Isn't
what
that
third?
like something that somebody says is here?
Yeah, yeah. So it's the mind's eye.
Okay.
Uh
The mind's eye.
huh. There you go. I'm pretty sure. All of us are just even questioning things right now. I think all of us will have our third eyes wide open. I mean, I'm already halfway there. I mean, why do you think I had this lovely hat on? This lovely tinfoil hat on.
How did you make that?
How did I make it? Hold on. Let me go over here. Let me go over here. So it's actually a lot more difficult, at least to place on your head and make sure it stays. I actually messed up a little bit. I didn't get the full wrap around my head with the tinfoil. I had to do 2 sheets. So I had one on the front and then one on the back, and I had to like squish them together, like right here.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty. It's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's a level 1 tinfoil hat. You know what I mean? But I'm rocking with it. Lord Finatra says the pineal gland. So the pineal gland may also be the third eye here. We have Leroy in the chat. Is this Sweats Alex Jones edition? No, it's the Roswell DLC, baby. You know what I'm saying? Only $5.99 on the Xbox store. $3.99 if you got Xbox Pass. Hell yeah, we got Leroy. Shout out to Leroy. Hail to Leroy. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to what we're seeing here. We're gonna start off with the truth. We're gonna get right to the truth first, and then we'll go into the stuff that's a little bit harder around the edges to figure out. But we'll get there. We'll open up.
It'll be a nice warm up. We gotta warm up.
That's right. We gotta warm up. We gotta warm up with the truth, because the truth is a dish best served hot, hot off the presses.
Or you can go with the truth tastes good in a belly full of lies.
Yeah, there you go. I thought you were gonna make that into a shower thought, actually, but I mean,
not everything gets to be a shower thought.
Because actually, I felt like last week we were a little light on the shower thoughts, but you got some new shower thoughts for us this week, Steve?
I do, and I am about to come up as soon as this. Yep, I am on my way in via my computer, so people don't need to look at my stupid face like this. All right, I'll be back.
All right, go ahead. Hell yeah. I prefer my truth medium rare. Hey, what's up, Stash? What's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, the truth is pretty nice, bloody sometimes. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. How do you guys like your truth? You know, but sometimes on unusual occasions, I do like it hot, hot, hot. You know what I mean? That's just me. All right, but okay. So while we're waiting for Steve to get back in here, let's go ahead and how many? Six conspiracies. All right, Steve's back. Hold on. It says that he's trying to get in, but it's a little weird right now. Let me go down here anyway. Okay. I'll read this article. Yeah, Steve, it's a little weird. You're like it shows that. Oh, okay. All right. Hello.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Sorry, everyone who was panicking. What is going on with Steve? So now I need to do my little, how do I get this to go the way I need it to go?
There you go.
Move this way. I need to get situated. This is what happens when you do a live show. So here's what happened. So I work from home now, much like many of the Americans in the U.S. And so I decided to take my work computer. I wanted to work agile. So I decided to take my work computer upstairs, and I decided to keep, everything down here. I just wanted to change the scenery earlier in the week. Well, I guess I didn't shut my computer down properly, and it was all hooked up to one of those power surge strips. And so then I hadn't been on my computer, all week or whatever. So then now I come in, and then it doesn't want to work. My son barely fell asleep. And I'm trying to figure all this out at about 8:23. So to everyone out there who was a little worried and nervous, my apologies, guys, but we are okay now. All right.
But you're getting better at it, though. The internet's finally growing on you, Steve.
Yeah, it's unbeaten.
We have Not Myself in the building. Says I'm digging the hat, Sweats. Thank you. Yeah, this is a multi-purpose hat, because it's not only a hat, but it's also a truth beam. Truth is literally is being right at the tip into my head, and it deflects a lot of like a lot of the like if someone wants to take me over mentally, like they can't do it because I have this thing on.
Well, that's the perfect use of tinfoil right there. That's why it was invented. So
yeah, my head's actually getting pretty sweaty underneath it. So, but that's okay.
Well, we got a long way to go.
We got a long way to go. I do it all for you. All right, but yeah, like I was saying before, we're gonna start off the night. We're gonna look at the truth first. All right, we're gonna serve it up hot. We're gonna serve it up hot style.
Yep.
And by the way, Actually, no. I'll keep it on it. Never mind. If you like, I've noticed that every now and then someone may send stars via Facebook. If you do, just let me know. But I still have my my dashboard open so I can still see it. Share this out if you may, kind ladies and gentlemen, to get more people in here and have an extra amount of funness. All right, so let's see. We have number 1 here out of 6 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Yeah, do it again.
Number 1.
That's actually pretty good.
Thank you.
All right.
I was practicing that all week.
Okay. So number 1, it wasn't a weather balloon that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. I can confirm this. It wasn't and not only because I got this hat from Roswell, but that's what the truth is beaming down to me from the tip right here. That's what it's telling me. In 1947, it reads, the Army Air Forces announced that a mysterious object that had crashed in the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico, was not a flying saucer, but in fact, a weather balloon. As the years went on, interest in the crash site waxed and waned, but from the late 70s to the 90s, interest surged, and many believers alleged that the government was covering up what really crashed at Roswell. As the Los Angeles Times noted in 1994, the Roswell incident had been repeatedly dismissed by the Defense Department as nothing more than a UFO fantasy triggered by the discovery of a downed weather balloon. As it turned out, there was a cover-up. Let me zoom in on that. There was a cover-up. There you go. What had crashed in the desert wasn't a weather balloon, but it wasn't a UFO either. Instead, it was probably a balloon from Project Mogul, a Cold War attempt to spy on the Soviet nuclear weapons development that used balloon-borne acoustic detection. Oh, wow, that's cool. The cover-up came to light in the early 90s after a New Mexico representative asked the General Accounting Office to pressure the Pentagon into declassifying documents related to Roswell. According to the New York Times, that led to an Air Force report on the subject, which was released in 1994. It concluded that the Roswell find was most likely from one of the Mogul balloons that had not been previously recovered, PDF. According to a journal maintained by one of the people working on Project Mogul in New Mexico, one of the balloons launched in June of 47 was never recovered after its mission. The Air Force report considered it probable that it was this balloon, battered by surface winds, that landed on a ranch in 1947. Also, according to the report, Air Force research efforts did not disclose any records of the recovery of any alien bodies or extraterrestrial materials. The report also speculated that the weather balloon story could have been chosen as the official line either because of the relevant authorities actually thought it was a weather balloon, or perhaps they knew of the highly classified Project Mogul and were trying to cover it up. The military would not have wanted its spy activities or technology to come to light, so even UFOs would have been a better option than the truth. Of course, something that the cover-up remains. What do you think of that one, Steve?
So what are they saying that it was?
Let's go back to the top. Let's see. It wasn't a weather balloon that crashed in Roswell. So they're saying it wasn't a weather balloon, but it wasn't necessarily a UFO. It's probably, in reality, it was like some Cold War machination. These Mogul balloons that were used to like spy, and they do like what were they? What did it say before? Acoustic. It's like I don't know, like here. Where was it? I just missed it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it was called. Even though these okay. Soviet Project Mogul, a Cold War attempt to spy on Soviet nuclear weapons development that used balloon-borne acoustic detection. So I guess they were listening in from up above. It makes sense. You know.
So it was just like a drone.
Yeah, it was pretty much a drone.
That's anticlimactic, don't you think?
Yeah. It is a little anticlimactic, but what could you expect? It was the Cold War. It's a Cold War, you know. They didn't have all the
wonder, like what, like okay, good for you, you know, Soviet Union. You you spied on us as much as you could, but it's just like I don't think they're done spying on us.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reconnaissance and the spying is like that's on auto pay. That's on auto pay. That's recurring every month, so to speak. I think for sure that that hasn't really stopped. I think certainly a lot of it's more digital. A lot of it's more like hacking. Have you ever seen like that one of those websites? Which I'll get to the comments in just a second, but you ever see that one of those websites where like it kind of like shows like hacking attempts from each country on another country? You ever see that website that kind of tracks that stuff?
No, I haven't. That sounds interesting though.
I'm definitely want to pull it up. But which I don't really know how they measure that. Like I'm not too sure. Maybe it's like like a cyber threat on like some like Pentagon server or something like that. Maybe
That seems like a way to get yourself hacked.
Oh,
Like,
that's
yeah,
you think so?
come look at this website to see who's hacked people because they're going to hide in plain sight.
Maybe. I mean, it's possible. Let me read some of the comments here. We have Lord Finatra saying, "Hail to not myself." Yes, hail to not myself. Not myself says, Steve, drinking from the hydro flask while riding the Peloton. Do I smell a new sponsor? The sponsors, they've kind of run. They kind of run and hide from the show. I don't know why. I guess they're too pussy. We need a sponsor with balls, god dang it. That's what I want for Christmas.
I just think the sponsors, they don't want to pay their bills. When I got on the internet, I thought it was really like just start bringing up like LaCroix. Boy, it sure is good. And then you drink it, and then they start to pay
just
you.
to be sure, hold it back up to the screen, just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. LaCroix, pay your goddamn bills.
Yeah, it's just like
I'm
LaCroix.
I'm so hungry.
Can you pay a bill there, please?
I'm so hungry. I need food.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Got 7 viewers right now, LaCroix, and not only one of them is drinking LaCroix, and that's me. So you could get 6 more.
Well, we actually have 9 with Facebook and Twitch included.
Okay.
In there. Okay. So definitely LaCroix, pay your goddamn bills, please. I'm hungry. I need a T-bone steak for dinner tomorrow. We got not myself saying hail to Lord Finatra. Absolutely. As we got Grant Poop gang in the house from Grant Stevens. Thank you, Grant, for stopping by, man. Hell yeah, nice poop hat. Yeah, that's right. The poop is being beamed to me as we speak. Thank you. Hitler's time machine device. Poor calculations. Sent him there. Is that a legit conspiracy theory? That'd be cool as hell to look up, man. I think that whole Hitler was an alien. Maybe he looks kind of alien. I think like that whole realm of like Hitler's like what he did try to do on the side to like win the war and stuff. Like he was really big into the occult. They say that's one aspect of it, and then like all this like weird stuff that he was into. Just I mean, it's kind of like just fascinating to hear about like to the lengths that he went to and everything that he tried to get ahead and to really just conquer the world. It was so maybe we'll kind of we'll cross paths with
I have a share thought.
All right, go ahead, Steve. Let me hit that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
this is actually kind of a conspiracy theory too.
Okay.
So whoever started the rumor that gum sits in your stomach for 7 years must feel like a big shot for fooling everyone. Gum sitting in your stomach, that's a conspiracy theory. It does not. It does degrade. Your stomach acid will consume the gum. So you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, that's good because because I do swallow my gum, I don't like spitting it out, especially not onto the street because I'd hate for it to get on somebody's shoes or somebody's tires. I think about these things. I'm a very considerate person. So I do swallow my gum more often than not. And if all the times that I swallowed gum, if it never left my stomach, I'm sure I would have gone to the hospital or something.
I don't know why you don't just put it back in the gum wrapper. You know, like,
well, I mean,
I'm
it's in
chewing
my
gum.
mouth.
Let me
My
keep the
stomach.
wrapper.
My stomach is right there, Steve. I mean, it's easier to send it to my stomach than to take out the wrapper, send it to the wrapper, take the wrapper, send it to a trash can. Yeah, I'm thinking. I think about the truth is being right here, Steve. Don't blame me. Blame the bean.
But then
Don't
what do you
blame
do?
me.
But then what do you do with the gum wrapper?
That shit gets thrown out, Steve.
Okay, so that gets thrown out, but not the gum. Okay.
Well, the gum gets thrown out, but just in a different way in a few hours or so. That's all. Or is the conspiracy really truth and it does stay in there? So gum that I was chewing in the 5th grade or so, something like that is still in there. I don't know. That's that's demoralizing. I don't like that idea. I don't want
That's
to talk
what
about it.
that's what all the shower thoughts are going to be tonight. They're conspiracy theory shower thoughts.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good to hear. I'm definitely looking forward to more of those. Grant says Hitler equals poop. Yeah, I mean, you have a point about that. Stosh says Hitler, Project Looking Glass. Very interesting stuff. I'm definitely going to look that up, dude. No joke. Yeah, Lord Finatra is surprised. He says, yeah, the whole gum thing is fake AF. Yeah, I kind of figured it kind of doesn't make any sense considering how powerful your stomach juices are. My thoughts exactly, Steve. So Mickey's trying
Why
to
you're
win your
always
favorite.
my favorite Martinez, Mickey.
Always your favorite Martinez. Every
Always.
other episode. We got now myself saying I put mine in Mickey's hair. Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. That would be terrible to get out.
You gotta get peanut butter to get it out.
Oh my god. 2 things that you just don't want in your hair. Oh my god. Mickey says I just put it back in the wrapper and throw it away like a sensible person. I mean, different strokes for different folks. Okay. Let's see. Grant says I eat the wrapper with the gum. How else would you do it? I like the way Grant thinks. You know, I think he has the truth hat on tonight. I think that's what he has on. You know, so we're sharing that link. I like where his head's at. I like it. I like it. Not myself says gum is a lie. I don't believe in gum anymore. You got to be so gullible to believe it even exists. Yeah, not myself. I think he has a tier 2. Or maybe he has a negative tier. Maybe he has a negative tier hat there. I don't know. I think he has the beam of lies. I think he has the beam of lies going to his head. I don't know about that on myself. I don't know about that. But okay. So that was the first one. I'm definitely gonna look up that Project Looking Glass one because that sounds interesting. But let's see. Let's read another conspiracy theory that was true. Let's see here. American scientists militarized the weather. This is actually pretty cool. I like the I mean it's really weird that they could like kind of do that, manipulate the weather and stuff, but I mean, it does seem like if they could really harness the power of the weather, that seems like it could be a very effective like tool. Probably not for the
I don't know
internet.
how hard that is.
Really? You think so,
Yeah,
Steve?
because if you think about it, weather is essentially scientific. So if you study the science of weather, therefore you can control the weather, right? Like,
Yeah.
like if you look at it from that perspective, doesn't it seem a lot less what's the right word here? A lot less impressive?
Well, I mean, I would still say that it is still kind of impressive, just like to see how we can kind of take over that, so to speak. You know, I mean, maybe, like I don't know. I just like how do you start? Like, what machine do you just turn on? Like, all right, it's gonna be we're gonna take it from 40 degrees to 80 degrees. Here we go.
An air conditioner or a heater. That's how you control the weather.
I know. Okay, you kind of got it. I get what you're saying in that sense, but we're talking about like weather patterns. We're talking about like, stuff outside. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just it's impressive. That's all I'm saying.
Now,
It's impressive to me.
I guess the way that I would find this conspiracy theory very, um, it's only impressive to me if they're using it in a negative way. You know what I mean? Like, if for some reason all of a sudden they're able to control all these hurricanes, because all of a sudden we get a lot more hurricanes, you know what I mean? And like that's where I'm just like, I'm not impressed, because people are, it's a really serious thing. But like, to me, it's a conspiracy theory if they're doing it for an unnecessary reason.
Oh, so you think it's not impressive if like they're actually causing tornadoes or hurricanes?
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly heinous. It's like, who just thinks we need a hurricane to flow through Oklahoma right now? Flip the switch, Roger, and then Roger flips the switch. What's probably more concerning is that there's people like that had with the name Roger that have so much power. That's really unsettling. But okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and read. American scientists militarized the weather. As part of their 2014 book, American Conspiracy Theories, Joseph Uzinski, I will say Uzinski. Okay, Uzinski. Okay. And Joseph Parent trawled through the thousands of letters to the editors from over a century of newspapers to determine which ones had a conspiratorial slant to them. The letters either proposed a conspiracy. That's right. That's it's like a mix of conspiracy and editorial. Conspiratorial. Very fancy word. Conspiratorial slant to them. The letters either proposed a conspiracy or argued against a conspiracy that seemed to be in the air at the time. They found writers proposing or debunking conspirators as diverse as the Boers, conservationists, both Theodore and Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and even the Prime Minister of Malta. One of the letters they discuss is a 1958 comment about the American scientists trying to find a method for controlling the weather. In the 1950s, controlling the weather was a major topic of discussion. There was congressional hearings and articles in major publications about how such a thing might be possible. In 1963, Fidel Castro accused the United States of weaponizing Hurricane Flora, which killed at least 1,000 people in Cuba. According to an article in 1958 issue of Popular Science, American scientists worried that the Russians may be ahead of us in weather control. Publicly, weather modification was moving merrily along. The threat of weather warfare was being downplayed. One expert during this time reassured the Senate Select Committee, "I would like, period, to emphasize again that I consider it highly improbable that advances in the science of weather modification will make possible any extensive use of weather warfare." The expert cautioned that it couldn't be completely ruled out, however, and said more research was needed. Years later, rumors began emerging of weather warfare in the Vietnam War, with a 1972 Science article saying, "For the past year, rumors and speculations, along with occasional bits of circumstantial evidence, have accumulated in Washington to the effect that the military has tried to increase rainfall in Indochina to hinder enemy infiltration into South Vietnam." But Nixon's Secretary of Defense, Melvin Laird, flatly told a senator, "We have never engaged in that type of activity over North Vietnam." And you can trust Melvin Laird, because the Nixon administration was totally truthful. They had nothing to hide.
That's
Absolutely. They are good boys. They did nothing wrong. Do not bother them. Don't waste their time. They're telling the truth. Move on. Next question. It didn't take long for people to recognize that this was not a denial of potential activity in Laos, Cambodia, or South Vietnam. While the senator didn't follow up with Laird, reporters asked the Pentagon spokesperson, who also denied rainmaking over North Vietnam. But when pressed about other regions, the spokesperson responded, "I can't enlarge on that." Okay, so what the hell? That doesn't seem like something that you would say. In 1974, they were forced to. That year, the government admitted to attempting to make it rain or slow down movement along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, and Laird apologized for misleading Congress, saying that he had never approved the efforts. The New York Times also reported he wrote a 1974 letter to the subcommittee saying, contrary to his earlier denials, he had just been informed such activities were conducted over North Vietnam in 1967 and again in 1968. So that's that one right there. And they still kind of didn't really go into how it's possible, how it's feasible, which I'm kind of more interested in, I guess. But yeah. Maybe they could start doing some weather modification around here, Steve. Maybe around wintertime, they can make it snow a little less. It could be the nice fluffy snow that kind of melts away. Not too much, not too little. You know what I mean, Steve? I don't know. It's just an idea.
That was what I was gonna say. I just don't know what someone would gain from, controlling the weather.
Stosh, I think Stosh has a good question for you here, Steve. What does impress you, Steve? That's a good question because I would like to know these things myself, Steve. Oh, he's readjusting his chair. Oh my God.
Well, Stanley,
the way you said that.
if you must know, what impresses Mr. Steve is a fresh donut, a bagel, a salmon bagel with cream cheese and lox on it. That's well done. A good scotch, well played hand of poker. My wife, my son. That impresses me. In no particular order whatsoever. That's what impresses me. All this, I don't know. What's the source data on this? The Washington Post?
No, what is it? It says mentalfloss.com.
Yeah, that's a real website.
That sounds like a name I can trust. Hail to Mental Floss. But thank you for answering Stash's question. I'm sure he appreciates that. AARP2. AARP is a conspiracy theory. Damn. I have not heard about that one. Grant says, life is a conspiracy too. Hard to explain over text, but people think this is all a game and we are just living life as a computer program. Oh, okay. And etc. Do you think we're living in GTA 5?
No, we're not. We're not. But there's no way that we are.
Really?
No.
Are you familiar with what he's talking about? Well, people say life is a simulation and how we might be like running like some sort of computer program, who the creators, the designers. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Here's one for you, Grant, who also doesn't like the fact that he doesn't like my sentences because he's sleeping by now. So, share thoughts.
Go ahead.
What if we're already dead and our lives are just flashing before our entire eyes? And our entire lives are flashing before we die.
There you go. I like that. I like that a lot.
I mean, you could sit here and you can mince and dent and dice and you can do all this stuff. But the reality of the situation is that we are not living in a computer simulation because that's too implausible. Like humans created computers. So therefore, are we saying that computers created humans who therefore created computers? Why would the computers create us in the first place? Why wouldn't they just create another computer? And then we'd have little branches out of phones and iPads. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's like an onion, Grant. The more you peel it, the more it stinks.
The more it makes you cry, too. I've been crying a lot lately. Peeling a lot of onions. Not myself says Bigfoot will be found. And no CIA invented term will stop me from finding my son. Okay, you find your son. I'm an advocate for dad's rights. I think, find your son. Absolutely, not myself. Bigfoot equals me. Oh, you find your son there, not myself. Give him a big hug in the chat. Stosh says the Bermuda Triangle is where they do weather control experiments. That's why so many ships and planes go missing there. That actually makes sense, Steve. That seems pretty compelling.
No,
Come
it's
on, you
not.
gotta be impressed a little bit.
Stanley, no, I'm not impressed because I just don't understand why they would choose. Because if you look at the Bermuda Triangle, it's like, what is it? It's between Cuba, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, right?
Let me look it up.
It's something like that. That's what and this is like, why would they perform weather control experiments in such a high traffic area? You know what I mean? And knowingly put people's lives in danger. Like, how can I say this? If you worked in a bakery and they made really good cakes, and you were like, I'm going to take this cake and eat it in the break room, and then no one would know. That's kind of the same thing, Stanley, where it's just like, I'm going to take this cake in the place where we make cakes, and then I'm going to, I was right. Oh, it's between Florida, Puerto Rico, Bermuda, and Florida. Is that tip of Florida?
Florida, Bermuda to Puerto Rico. Ooh.
Yeah. So like, I just don't understand with the amount of planes that we have going all the way through there. Why would they say, you know what? Let's endanger people's lives by trying to figure out this weather thing, because that's what we need to control. Let's figure out a way to control the weather, because here in Chicago, when it gets to be negative 68 degrees or whatever and it's snowing, we need to be in the Bermuda Triangle, fucking around with the water.
Oh my gosh! Keep trying, Stosh. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe you'll get Steve impressed somehow. I still haven't gotten Steve impressed, but I know maybe fortune's on your side tonight, Stosh. Shout out to Brandon. Thank you, Brandon, for watching, man. Lots of love for Paranormal in the Funhouse. Absolutely. If you haven't done so, follow Paranormal in the Funhouse and Brandon at Fun Uniform. I can actually run the banner here. Let's show Brandon some love. I'm running the banner right now.
That was a fun show last week, Brandon. I enjoyed it.
That was such a fun show. We will have Brandon back. I'd like to do it next month around since I kind of go with like a spooky Halloween type theme. But we will have Brandon back on the show, and I will probably appear on his podcast at some point in time. But
I see Grant has a comment in the chat. It says, "Take the Sims for chance. Explain that." Here's the Sims. Let me explain the Sims. Okay, can I get the full screen?
Go ahead.
Somebody didn't like the life that they were living, so they wanted to live another life, a life that they can control. So they were probably out of control of their own life and said, let me just create a game where I can control someone else's life. And therefore, they took that, they packaged it, and they sold it to, I think it's EA Sports or whoever, and they sold it, or no, it would just be EA, not EA Sports. Come on, Steve. They sold it to EA, and they made a lot of money, and then they had control of their life. That's how that happened.
Damn.
It's not some big conspiracy where it's just like, it's like computers started humans started computers, and then humans started a game where they can control the computers. That's not like this intertwined, intermingling rabbit hole. You know what I mean? That's not how this works.
Oh my God.
Pay your fucking bills. Not to you, Grant, but just make sure don't all of a sudden listen. You know who wants you to think? That this is a simulation? Chase Bank, okay? Bank of America, PNC Bank, whoever you bank with, they want you to not have a job and take this for a joke, so that way they can charge you ridiculous interest rates.
Yeah, man. Compound interest, man. That's interest. You mean I have to pay interest on interest? What kind of that is truly alien. That's the shit that came out of fucking Roswell. I'll tell you something. Am I right, Steve?
Sure though.
All right, go ahead, hit that show though.
If Adam and Eve were the first man and woman, does that mean that we're all related?
We are.
I really had that thought when I was in. I think I asked that when I was in first grade. And I went to a Catholic school, and then nuns slapped me upside my head and said, "Jesus did it all." And I said, "Okay." No disrespect to anybody who's religious out there. I'm just saying, like,
right.
first man, first woman. Where did the other ones come from? And then all of a sudden, there's a story of Abraham in the Bible. I don't know.
This is where Matthew comes in when he says, we're all related. Got gotta look into it. Let's see here. Lord Panatra says Steve is too real equals Villarreal. There you go. Oh shit. Okay. Stosh left a big ass comment. I want to read that. F. I think the F. I don't know who the F is for actually.
Probably for me.
Yeah. Okay. Bible says first, not only. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, they say that Adam and Eve was the first, but they didn't say necessarily that they were the only ones there, that they were the only humans out there. So maybe there wasn't like that much like crossbreeding and stuff like that, which actually kind of makes sense. I don't like. There's probably a lot that the Bible like leaves out that is probably there that's missing, but yeah, I have heard about that before, not myself. Okay, Stanley's coming with some heat. He says, "You're thinking too small, Steve. You gotta get a big brain. We are all advanced AI in an alien's computer, something we can't comprehend because we are limited to the limits of their computer."
I guess Stanley, I guess my counter to that is that what's funny is that sure, I might have the small brain between the both of us, but I don't understand why they gave you the big brain, but you can't figure out how to break the cycle, Stanley. You know, like, shouldn't you be the one, since you've already identified the issue of the fact that we're being controlled by computers? Shouldn't you be the one to help free us of the computers? Shouldn't you be Neo? Sure, I might be one of the characters who's not relevant, but Stanley, I think you should really help out humanity and try to break us of the computers. You should take your big brain, Stanley, and figure out how to do that.
Hey, give us some time, Steve. That takes a lot of time, you know. I mean, I don't know much. I only know basic truth. I only get fed what the truth that's beamed to me from the mothership, and so I mean, I can't take in too much at a time. But I will say that maybe he's got the same cap that I've got, and he's just gotta, and me and him, we gotta work up to get to tier 2. We gotta get the bronze tinfoil hat. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe that's a conspiracy theory. You know, maybe life itself is a conspiracy theory. I think Grant was saying that earlier. Maybe it is. Steve. I don't know. Here's a good question. Even though this isn't like, it just popped up in my head and it's not really related to conspiracy theories. Do you believe in destiny or do we determine our own destiny, Steve? I'm going to give you the solo.
We determine our own destiny.
And why is that?
Well, you know, I don't like to talk about my personal life too much, but your boy's doing pretty well for himself. He can wear Peloton t-shirts on the internet very comfortably. Let me tell you. And you know, I just want to say that, you know, you look at where you are in life, and then you look at where you want to be in life, and you put a plan in place. You put that plan in place, and you execute that plan, and then you can be on the internet on Wednesday nights and wear a Peloton t-shirt. You know, hey Stanley, that's for you.
Oh my gosh. So you were planning this like from like the 5th grade? You're like, man, I'm setting my sights to this stuff. It's gonna happen. So how long is this to be on a Wednesday night stream and to be wearing a Peloton shirt? How long has this been in the making?
Well, we've only been doing this for, what episode is this? 14 weeks. We've only been doing this for 14 weeks, and you look at the success that we've had thus far. and people, I don't think either they'll be surprised or they won't be surprised. But we don't really put much effort into this. We just kind of like brush our teeth and jump on the internet. You know what I mean? Literally, that's how these conversations go between Luke and I. It's sent the link, and then I respond, all right, brushing my teeth, and then it's just like, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, people are hungry. They're hungry for the truth.
Yeah.
I think that's what we help them kind of see a little bit. If in my humble opinion, of course, I don't mean to have delusions of grandeur or anything like that. But nevertheless, okay. Let's see here. So number 4, I skipped over number 3 because it was kind of going into UFOs again. It said that the government has been studying UFOs for a while.
I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like that's their duty, just to look to investigate UFOs and see if that's a real thing, right?
Yeah, and they pretty much have free reigns over taxpayer funding. So, go ahead, look for the spaceships in the sky. Diamond, what's that one Beatles song or whatever? Lucy with diamonds in the sky. Is that it? Yeah. Look for Lucy in the sky. That's fine. This one's actually pretty nifty sounding. Magnetic materials and money can be used to determine the number of bills a person is carrying. That will be very disappointing for me. I've been spending a lot of money and not a lot of it is in my wallet. So if they do run that scan on how much I'm carrying, they'll be sorely disappointed. But let's see. The lone gunman from TV's The X-Files might be pop culture's most famous conspiracy theorist. They took their name from the conspiracy surrounding President John F. Kennedy's assassination. In the season 1 episode, EBE, the lone gunman John Fitzgerald Byers tells Mulder and Scully about. Have you ever watched the X-Files, Steve?
Mm-mm.
Okay, me neither. Tells Mulder and Scully about a dark network, a government within a government, controlling our every move. The proof, he says, can be found in a $20 bill. He takes one from Scully and rips it up, revealing the anti-counterfeiting strip. They use this magnetic strip to track you. Whenever you go through a metal detector at an airport, they know exactly how much you're carrying. Snopes has debunked this story, saying that according to rumors, the security thread is to allow the government to know exactly how much money anyone is carrying at a particular moment. The rumor is bunk. The strip's sole purpose is the foiling of counterfeiters. But while that last statement is likely true, there's also evidence that the lone gunmen were technically kind of right. In 2011, Christopher Fuller and Antao Chen, both of the University of Washington, released a study called Induction Detection of Concealed Bulk Banknotes. They reasoned that because the American currency has magnetic materials, it should be possible to detect how much money someone was carrying on them. According to a 2012 New Scientist article, the physicists found an ordinary handheld metal detector was able to pick up a dollar bill from 3 centimeters away, and placing the notes behind a plastic, cardboard, and cloth did little to block the signal. Adding further bills in $5 bill increments increased the strength of the signal, making it possible to count the number of bills, though they do caution that denominations could not be determined from this technique. According to New Scientist, large bundles of notes would contain enough magnetic material to be detected at a distance, potentially allowing police to catch people attempting to smuggle cash over the border. That I think so. I mean, I often see that little blue strip. I see that blue strip on $100 bill, and I think to myself, what is that doing there? That does not match with the color scheme at all. I'm calling bunk on that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Lord Finatra says, my bass. Yeah, did you catch the bass, Lord Finatra?
I think he deleted a comment.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see it. You're fine, Lord Finatra. But yeah, do you mind the government tracking how much guap you got on you, Steve?
Guap?
Yeah, it's the term that they use for dollar bills, y'all.
No, not really, because I feel like it's kind of easy to figure that out.
Why? Just by
Let's say,
looking
for
at someone?
example, no, let's just say, for example, I mean, I'm very unassuming. I don't look like I carry much money on me. I don't go out much, but I don't carry much money on me these days anyway. But, you know, back in previous lives when I would have a lot of money on me, I mean, I didn't look, the part, but I mean, let's think about this logically, right? In terms of conspiracy theory, I find this to be underwhelming again. And let me tell you why. If me and
Stash is
you,
disappointed.
yeah, I'm sure he is. The guy lives in disappointment. So let me just tell you this: if you and I are going to the casino together, and we say let's stop off and get cash, and then we take out $300 to play blackjack for the evening, and then all of a sudden I get up to $650. You therefore know how much money I have, right? So why would I care if you know how much money I have? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he has $650 on him. What are they going to do with that information? You know what I mean? You think that there's government agents walking around and saying, how many C notes are out here? There's no reason for that. You know, it's a silly, I mean, sure, it might be true, but they also clearly said that this comes from a TV show, and that if he rips the money, there's like a little chip in front of it. It's like you're telling me that nobody ever ripped money and said, I wonder what that is in this, universe. Come on, guys.
All right, that's a fair point. Next, we have number 5. People who are chipped can be tracked by satellites. According to the Detroit Free Press, the 90s
because they know everything.
Yeah.
Remember, it's free.
Yeah.
And Detroit.
Shout out to Detroit. Don't hate us. We love our Detroit fans. According to the Detroit Free Press, the 90s publication Relevance, with its high quality paper and nice layouts, was one of the slickest examples of conspiracy theorizing. Physician Philip O'Halloran, the man behind the publication, wrote in one issue about biochips implanted under the skin will emit low-frequency FM radio waves that can travel great distances, e.g. several miles up into space into an orbiting satellite. The transmission would provide information on the exact location of the chip E. A year later, a psychologist writing in a New York newspaper said the mental health professionals who heard someone describing what O'Halloran proposed might make a diagnosis that the person was suffering from severe paranoid disorder before going on to discuss the origins of these kind of views. But O'Halloran's idea was prescient. Just 3 years later, in 1998, a professor of cybernetics at Reading University in England named Kevin Warwick received a chip implant, which according to a contemporary independent article, emits a unique identifying signal that a computer can recognize to operate various electronic devices such as room lights, door locks, or lifts. While that was still a long way off from what O'Halloran was proposing, in 2018, The Atlantic reported on a group that was working on making GPS-enabled chips to track relatives with dementia. In the future, there might be a GPS tracking of other groups, something that was dismissed as paranoid disorder just a few decades ago. Are you impressed now, Steve? No, there's already like that kind of technology out there for like tracking, and seeing how powerful technology is and how smaller it is kind of getting. I mean, just to think of all the power that this thing has, or all the power that like those Apple Watches have and whatnot, and just these small stuff that are really powerful. I mean, that's not really impressing, because I mean, we've had so many examples to look to in present day. So yeah. I think I already kind of know your answer though.
I think people, now this one actually does have some truth to it.
Yeah.
But there's some truth that people, I don't think, realize that they're talking about a battle that they've already lost. And that is to what you had mentioned right a minute ago, Sweats, is that there's a lot of power in your phones, and you're already being tracked in your phones, your Apple Watches, your devices. So I just, you're being tracked. But here's the thing. I don't care if I'm being tracked because I'm at home. I go to Tony's Finer Foods. I take my dogs for a walk. Occasionally we go to the park, and then, maybe here and there we'll frequent the local meatball sub shop. But that's about it. So it's just like, if that's what you want to track, if that's what's so important to you, US government, then by all means have at it, because I'm either on the Peloton, feel free to sponsor, or I'm eating a meatball sub. What's the problem? A man can't have a meatball sub. This is supposed to be America, and a man can't frequent the meatball sub shop.
There you go.
And that's what we need to track. I mean, sure. Listen, I don't know if the internet realizes this. I'm an optimistic skeptic. Okay. But at the same time, I'm also very boring, and I'm okay to admit that I'm boring. I think boring is good.
Well, Stosh seems to think different. He says, you work for the CIA, don't you, Steve? And you're sent to keep eyes on Sweats and control the narrative, my friends.
Yeah.
Go ahead and drink that scotch. There you go. Or is that grape juice?
It's not grape juice. Grape juice is purple.
Uh-oh. You didn't say anything, Steve. You're sweating a little bit.
Stanley, let me look you in your eyes and tell you.
Go ahead. Talk to Stanley.
Yeah, I work for the CIA. Yes, you cracked the code. That's why in all these 14 weeks, I never say anything about what Steve does for a living. But you, Stanley Lottie, you nailed it.
Oh my god. He says, LOL, tell him, Steve. All right, hell yeah. Shout out to Lord Bonanza. Vicky says, shout out to frequenting the meatball sub shop. Oh yeah, shout out to that.
When I worked at a very reputable distributor of electric drinks.
Yeah.
I went to lunch with one of my coworkers, and one of my coworkers said, "Turn off your GPS. I don't want them to track us." I was like, "Track us? We're just going to Subway." Like, yeah, but they track us. And I'm like, "Is your GPS on now?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Then they're tracking that you're in the building." And they were like, "But that doesn't matter because they think I'm at work." And I'm like, "But you are at work." And they're just like, "Yeah, but that's what I want them to know." And it's just like, you don't want them to know that you're going to go get a turkey BLT? You know what I mean?
Tell them to join your ass, man. Come have a conversation with me.
And then it's going to turn into like,
Oh my god.
It people just think that, like, listen, can I get the full screen?
All right, go ahead. Watch Stash is gonna come in and say something.
To everyone out there who thinks that you are unique and you are irreplaceable,
That's
and
right.
you are any of these words that only describe you, you are right. But at the same time, you're also very boring. And I'm sure the government is not like, Stanley Lottie, let's make sure that we look at him and we look at his GPS. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure you're not that important. No disrespect to you. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot bigger things in the world than, Stanley Lottie and his, ice cream desires. Because it seems like he eats a lot of ice cream. You know what I mean? He acts like a guy who eats a lot of ice cream.
I don't know. Have you been tracking Stash? Have you been following his purchases?
I'm sure that there's a website that's out there where it's just like you can track where someone's been based on their phone number. And if there isn't, we should really develop that, Sweats. That'd be great.
Probably Google. I know Google, like, They like every time like they store a lot of the data, and like a lot of it's used to like honestly a lot of it's used to kind of sell to you as someone who has kind of used Google ads and analytics and stuff and searching up keywords and stuff like that. Most of the stuff, the tracking is really just kind of meant to sell you on things, and it's really kind of meant to sell to potential advertisers too.
I know. It's just data
Which is
that they're trying to get.
yeah, which is kind of the thing where when it comes to data and stuff. By the way, big data, huge industry, like millionaires, billionaires in big data. Yeah, like I always thought it was interesting that like you can never really fully like delete your Facebook, like you can only deactivate it because they use that stuff like just so like if you do come back or shit, even if you don't, like they could still use that data and sell it off to potential advertisers. So I can't be too mad at data collecting and stuff because ultimately I do run some ads to promote myself and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be able to if I didn't have data. I'd be just throwing money out at random. And really that's not really the way to like that's not effective at all.
There's a comment in here from Jeremiah Lewis. Selling your metadata is a loss of privacy, though. I don't know what metadata means.
Basically, well, actually, shit. Go ahead, Jeremiah. Explain what metadata is, because like, I know data, but I mean, like maybe metadata is like your search history, maybe. Why don't you explain that to us? Actually, Willie Beam, and shout out to Willie Beam, is in the house. Says, ouch. Lord Panatra is disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Lord Panatra. Stash says, I do love me some mint chocolate chip. Okay, see, there you go. All right. See, I think we can all agree on this, no matter. That is not a conspiracy.
I didn't need any data to figure that out, Stanley.
Oh my God. Go ahead, that shower that, Steve. Go ahead.
If humans can't see air, does that mean that fish can't see water?
Oh my God. It's a conspiracy. Oh my God.
It's not a conspiracy.
What the hell? My third eye is being like, it's being like forced open. And it's like someone's just like the alien. So like it's being forced open by the truth, the truth beam that's being recepted from right here. And then like the alien mothership is like trying to like spiritually trying to beam down some Visine to my third eye. It's very weird right now. My forehead is tingling right now, but my scalp is still very sweaty. That's the thing that has not changed. Absolutely. Let's see here. All right. So Jeremiah is saying companies selling your metadata to advertisers. A simple way is data about you, your searches, your websites, your web visits, what you buy, what you browse, etc. Yeah. Okay. I definitely do want to get a take on that from you, Steve. Not myself, says David Foster Wallace. How's the water? The water is fine over here, not myself. Thank you for asking. No, I'm assuming that's a song. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's simple description of it. You can fact check that if you want. Yeah, man. I mean, you're not. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Your definition is definitely spot on for sure. Honestly, man, like I think it's really like. Because every like single app, every single software, they all have terms and conditions, and nobody reads the terms and conditions. I don't read the terms and conditions because ultimately, if I'm signing up for an app, the use that the service that it's going to provide me, I need it for the most part. For anything that I do, so like I can't like not accept the terms of service, otherwise I'll be out the service that I really need. So it's like. You click on the box. I accept the terms of service. Very like no one clicks on the terms of service, and probably in that terms of service is like saying something that they'll use the data and try and sell it off. I mean, it does like they really have all to gain from it, obviously, because things that you think may be free, they're really not free because they take the data and they sell. That's how they make their money off of things.
Cash rules everything around me.
Yeah, cream.
Here's the thing. I agree with you. Some people may feel like that's a privacy thing, but for me, I feel like that's helpful. For example, right now on the internet, you can see our up and coming sponsor of Peloton. Me personally, I have ridden the Peloton for 100 rides, which is why I get this Century ride.
Oh, nice.
I've been on the Peloton for 100 rides. Now, here's the thing. Your boy used to be a double XL in sweatpants.
Really?
XL. Yeah.
Was it a tight fit?
No, it was, well, I don't know. It was a while ago. But now I put on those same sweatpants and these sweatpants are falling off my
great.
ass. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna love it. When you see me, I'm gonna look like I'm, fighting again. And
nice, dude.
there's a centipede. You guys are gonna see me like looking. There's a centipede, and it like went all the way across. I wanted to make sure it didn't fall on me, and I freak out on the internet. But anyway, so I've been looking for a new pair of sweatpants, and I can't go to the store. I can't go to like Dick's Sporting Goods or I don't know wherever else they sell sweatpants at. So I've been looking for sweatpants, for a good pair of quality sweatpants for the winter on the internet. And, I haven't found anything that's of my liking because it's pretty hard to buy sweatpants on the internet, if you will. And so, right. I go on Google and I buy sweatpants, or I'm looking for sweatpants. And now I'm getting bombarded with different sweatpants companies. And I'm thinking to myself, this is lovely. This is what I need. I don't want to have to work. I want the sweatpants to come to me. You know what I mean? I don't want to go get the sweatpants. I don't want to go get them. You know what I mean? Sweatpants come to me. Now there's like 5 different options. I'm able to look. I'm able to see. I'm really into getting these sweatpants. I haven't bought any. Maybe next week I will. But I mean, I'm a XL to L.
That Peloton check needs to clear first before you buy the sweatpants.
Sure does.
Man, it ain't never coming through, Steve. It's a conspiracy. That's why all our sponsors haven't sent the checks. They're all conspiring against us, Steve. What are we gonna do? We gotta enlighten the world. That's what we gotta do.
Everything's gone now. Where did it go?
Oh, oh my God. Maybe you should make sure. Like, is Lee's room far away? Will the centipede have a chance to get into Lee's room at all?
Lee is. Well, I don't want to say where he is, but no, Lee is not on this floor. No.
Okay. All right. Good. All right, good. But to kind of comment again on Jeremiah's point, I on the lighter side of things, like they make money off of it for advertisers, and it's really meant to sell things to you at like I'd say like 90 to 95% of the time. So like, and I advertise as well. So I'd be a hypocrite if I were to say, no, that's wrong, and everything. But I would say like, the scary things or the most concerning things about that is like blackmail. Like if you were to like, have unpopular opinions, not like unjustifiable opinions or anything like that, but like maybe you have like unpopular political opinions and stuff, like, and they could use like your search history. Like you see it every now and then, like when like someone gets into custody and they want to kind of figure out possibly a motive, like they kind of just like they use your like what you post on there or like your search history or whatever. That stuff I can definitely see, like that data I definitely think is a lot more, like there's a lot more room for scrutiny and problems with that set. So I mean it's definitely there's certain elements to it that are more tricky than others for sure.
Now I'm a simple man. Okay. I think everyone, I mean, just like Stanley alluded to, I don't have a big brain. I'm not very intelligent. But I just think
you have big muscles because you're riding the Peloton.
My quads are out of control. I'll tell you right now, my quad muscles are out of control.
That's great. That's where the power comes from for the punch, right, Steve?
I don't fight anymore. It's gonna be 35 in like 6 months, dude. It's crazy.
Hell yeah! Anyway, when's your birthday, Steve? I'm gonna put it on my calendar.
It's 6 days after yours. You're February 12th, right?
February 27th.
February 27th. And I'm 9 days before you.
Oh, 9 days before me. So that would
Yeah.
be February. 9 days. Oh wow, I'm really at the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Damn phone. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So February 18th.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna put it down so I don't forget.
I don't recognize my birthday much anymore. It's a long story. It's a long story. But anyway, yeah, it's one of those things. Where are we going with this, by the way?
We were talking about the data stuff, the data and the birthdays and you're gonna be 6 months from now.
Yeah. Well, I think I lost my train of thought. So
well, that's fine.
This is
We
the
have
first.
now myself has now myself has a lengthy comment here I'd like to get to. He says, "See, the only issue with data is an unauthoritative government beginning morality policing." Yes, I do agree with that. Not myself. See Hong Kong for silencing dissent online, listening to citizens in general, not in specifics. Not in specifics. Allow them to. He also says allow them to suggest things to society so that they will react a certain way, or alternatively to know how the general population in responding to certain things. Other than that, it's all advertising. Yeah. That's just kind of like what I was saying. That's what I was kind of saying as well, like how it can be used against you. And like, yeah, a lot of the protesters in Hong Kong who obviously who have heard dissenters and have different opinions than the government has, that data and like search history and everything and just being used against people just really maliciously. That's the part that's more concerning, and a little bit less so than the advertising. I just wish with the advertising that some platforms are more egregious than others, and I mean egregious by like how often like I could literally just have looked up like I don't know, maybe sweatpants,
Nike
right?
shoes. Yeah, sweatpants.
Yeah, Nike shoes. And then it's the very first post that I log into Facebook. I see Nike shoes. I'm like, come on, dude. You couldn't just wait for me to scroll just a little bit and then you could have shown me the Nike shoes. I don't know. It's a little bit too on the nose. It's a little too much. I like a little bit more subtlety because I am a subtle guy with my truth beam and my glasses. It's just that's just what I think. That's what I think. But that was a good point there. Not myself. Chris Adams is in the house. What's up, Chris Adams? Shout out to Chris Adams. Much love, Steve. There you go. See, so Stash is on your side. You are making him a believer.
I don't take anything personal. This is, so I just, Stanley, even though you have a really weird name, I just want you to know I don't take anything personally that you say on the show. Thank you for being here. If you want to like, share, and subscribe, by all means, go ahead. I can't stop.
There you go. Willie Beeman said Steve equals big data. That's right. So I don't know if that's a diss or not from Willie Beeman there, Steve. I think you feeling froggish? You got to defend yourself? You want to leap on Willie Beeman?
Ribbit, Willie Beeman, ribbit.
Oh my God. All right, so let's see. So that's pretty much actually we have one more conspiracy theory from here, and then
I could stop us there. We don't need to go through this one.
Yeah, sure. That's
the
fine.
Government is an ambiguous term. So when you read the phrase, the government poisoned alcohol during Prohibition, listen, I'm drinking a nice Johnny Walker Black.
There you go.
Not only is it just a Peloton shirt, but we also can afford Johnny Walker Black. Also, the government is an ambiguous term, which therefore anybody can, and then they can create a conspiracy theory, which therefore gets pointed back to the government. So, let's say that I was in the mob back in the Prohibition days. I poisoned the alcohol. I blame the government. Therefore, the end motive is for everyone to view alcohol as good, government is bad, because government came through and they had this big thing on alcohol. So that's why that's not a real
If you were born in the era, of the prohibition, would you be a bootlegger, Steve?
No,
No.
I'm an honest man. I'm a lot of things. I'm a skeptic. I'm a married man. I'm a father.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also a law-abiding citizen. Law-abiding citizen.
There you go. That's a good ass movie.
Is it? I never saw it.
Oh yeah. I definitely see a lot of you and Gerard Butler in Law Abiding Citizen. You were a guy that followed the system and you got screwed.
Are you telling me I'm going to get screwed?
No, I'm not telling you you're gonna be screwed, but I don't know. Like you'll just be following the rules, and then they may throw the book at you.
Sharthar.
Go ahead, hit that shower thought.
What if the reason we haven't found aliens? I want to see your face when I finish this. So
Oh, okay.
Let's go to you.
Okay.
No. Give you the full screen.
I'll give me the full screen. Okay.
Yeah. Because you're the one wearing the tinfoil hat.
All right. Let me.
What if the reason we haven't found aliens is because we are the aliens?
Oh my God! I'm being lifted right now. Oh my! What the hell is this? Oh! Damn, Steve. If I didn't have this helmet on right now, my head would have exploded by now. That's the only reason.
We don't want to see that on the internet.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm glad I put this on. Shout out to the chat as well. If you haven't done so, like and share. That always helps out. I'd much appreciate it. And the alien mother lords, the motherboards, and the mothership would like that too. They're telling me right now. Hold on. Okay, all right. They're set. What if every time that I got a message from the mothership, I just I just did that. I don't know. Yeah. Were you gonna say something? All right, go ahead.
No, you said earlier there weren't enough shower thoughts last week. I think it's because we had a really good guest.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't want to take away. But I did hit you guys with a really good one, which was you can't describe the flavor of milk. Also, shower thoughts.
Go ahead.
Your mother's side of the family and your father's side of the family become the same side of the family once you have a baby.
Wait a minute. Say that again. The mothership, the Wi-Fi connection is pretty low. There's a lag in the connection. Say that again.
Your mother's side of the family.
And
your father's side of the family. Become the same side of the family once you have a baby.
Damn. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna upgrade to tier 2 of the helmet because I think this one's gonna fry out. God dang it, Steve! I wasn't ready for this tonight. I thought I still have a few streams left for this helmet, but I don't know. It's I don't know how long the shelf life is now. Stosh says we populated Earth and wiped out the lizard people. The Garden of Eden was their spaceship.
Don't come around here. Don't come around.
My head's tingling. My head's tingling. Oh my God. There might be some truth in what he's saying. Oh my God. I can't help it, Steve. This isn't me. This is the mothership.
Shower thought.
Go ahead, Steve. With that shower thought.
The youngest picture of you is also your oldest picture.
Damn. I think I might. Man, I'm gonna need to start wearing diapers for the streams now because oh my God. Mickey says, I always thought it's weird how when you and a person have a child together, you become family. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that as a family man? I wouldn't know. My only family is up there in the mothership. But what are your thoughts on that? Is it weird that like you have like become a different you have become your own family. Like you've created a family. You know what I mean, Steve? Kind of
No.
yeah.
No.
No.
No. We had a dog before we had a son. You know what I mean? We had 2 dogs before we had 1 son. So,
Our dog's family.
yes, they are. Oh, you
Yeah.
bet your ass, Sweats. You bet your ass. I'm joking. I've never been so animated in my life. People come on this show and they say, "Fuck you, Steve," and Stanley's out here with his nonsense and misspelling every other word. And I'm just, it rolls off my back. But the minute you ask me, our dog's family is the minute I get heated, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my dogs are my family. Damn it.
So considering that you've had the dog before you had Lee, so you've had like, I don't know. I guess I was trying to get your opinion on what Mickey was saying here.
I guess I went off tangent. Sorry, Mickey.
That was weird. When you and a person have a child, you kind of, yeah. I mean, this no,
you become family. Listen, here's Steve's advice to all the young people out there. You become family with someone once you decide that's it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good.
right.
This is who I want to be with. You know what I mean? This is my family.
And is that like by the way, shout out to Justine. Hi Justine, what's going on? Friend of the show, no doubt. She likes to watch a lot of my Outlast Let's Plays, and thank you for coming on here, Justine. Thank you. But anyway, continue, Steve. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just decide, you just become family when you say, that's it for me. Me and this person, we're family. You know what I mean?
And so is it like a gut feeling, Steve? Is it like sometimes sometimes your gut may tell you, maybe I shouldn't take that business deal or whatever. So is it like a gut feeling that you got?
Business deal?
I don't know.
What are we out here buying?
Maybe I shouldn't accept. Maybe I shouldn't accept those 3 kilos of crack cocaine. Maybe I shouldn't accept that. My gut's just telling.
From what you were saying a minute
Hell
ago.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, my gut gets a little weird around crack. All right, don't tempt me. All right. Stash says, I do it all for Steve's disappointed head shake.
I feel like you're gonna get a lot of those, Stash.
Yeah. So I don't know. Just say something else. And I actually do like Steve's head shake. The only time I've ever seen it else was when Mark has been around. I don't know. Mark is kind of maybe Mark will show up for the stream. I know he was doing his own stream. Right? Now myself is crying.
Mark, this is for you. Mark, this is for you. If you want to play with the big boys, Mark, he can't piss like a puppy. Okay. Hey, hey, Mark, that's for you right there, champ. Can you do me a favor? Can you put a timestamp at 1:28 so Mark can watch this back? Because I know he's sleeping right now.
Sure, I'll put the timestamp on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I definitely will. Now myself is crying. Oh, I'm said, are those tears of joy? Or are those tears of sorrow? Now myself, and of course we got Justine Scott in the house. Okay, so we kind of covered conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Now let's go ahead and look up some popular conspiracy theories that are still up in the air, that are still up for debate. Let's see here. The guy fact checked. I don't want to go to CNN. Let me see what else. This is a big one. The most compelling 9/11 conspiracy theories.
I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that one?
No, that's too heavy.
All right, it's too heavy. All right. What else? I know there's one I wanted to get to specifically for Avril Lavigne, as per request for Maria AF. Shout out to Maria AF. Let's see here. We could get to that one next. Is there one specifically that you had in mind,
I don't.
Steve?
I don't have any in mind. I think there was one where it was like, okay, let me just talk on this one real quick. Eminem died a couple of years ago, and
Oh. No, what he really did was take a lot of drugs, he overdosed, and that's kind of like, and he kind of got back on the rebound, and so he's a little bit more skinny these days. But yeah, and I'm saying that as an Eminem fan of his music. So we got
that was the one I was just like, no, that's
yeah. Well, honestly, the Avril Lavigne thing is, what I looked up, it was actually kind of the same, kind of like a body double type stuff, which that's I mean, a lot can be done with like makeup, like, but I don't know about that. I don't know. I just feel like that's a really like big role, but like, why would you want to play that role in the first place? And like, it just seems like you could only keep up the act for so long. But Lord Fernandez says, I need to get Jabba in here. Yeah, man, get Jabba in here. No doubt. Steven Jabba would be like ice and fire. I think that would be a great combination. Shout out to Chris Stanley. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Steve. Yeah, do it again. There you go. Hell yeah. We got Chris Stanley and his ass. What's going on, Chris Stanley? Made it LOL, better late than never. Absolutely. Thank you for joining on, man, for watching, man. Sup, Chris? Absolutely. Let's get an F, a positive F in the chat for Chris Stanley. This man is a drumming machine. I watched some of your videos, Chris, and man, you're fantastic, my friend. Definitely a drum whiz kid. Or well, you're not a kid anymore, but he says, Hail Finatra had something going on to Ian so hungry. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be nice to get Job in here, no doubt. But okay. Let's see here. Any and like I said before, if anyone in the chat has any ideas for any conspiracy theories you'd like us to look up, please put them in the comment section, and we will definitely look those up for you and give you our take on them. But for now, let's see. Let's look up some other conspiracy theories. How about this? 17 bizarre conspiracy theories that'll freak you the hell out. I don't know. It'll freak me out. I don't think anything can freak out Steve. Steve's like this, what they call it, an unmovable object. They talk about the immovable object and unstoppable force. Steve, if you may, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object?
You got Steve.
That was perfect. That's gonna be a highlight for sure. I soloed you out right at the perfect time. That was fantastic. Thank you, Steve. That's gonna go on the next promo for sure. Hell yeah, we got an F for Chris Stanley, a positive F. Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. It's badass, Chris. No, it's all right, Matt. No problems. Nibiru. Is that the name of a conspiracy, Lord Finatra? I'll look it up, no doubt. Stosh says, I have more than enough conspiracy theories. Oh yeah, I know. Stosh is definitely he definitely is one that looks beyond the veil, no doubt. All right, so let's see here.
Yeah, and me, Stosh, Stanley, whatever. I look under the veil and I say,
Nah. It's all right. It's okay. It's nice. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's see. Let's go through some of these things. 17 conspiracy theories that'll freak you the hell out. Number 1, the Titanic sinking was totally planned. I don't know why these images aren't allowed or aren't up anymore. Okay, that's fine. Apparently, it was not the Titanic that sank, but its sister ship, the Olympic. Supposedly, the Olympic has been damaged in a collision, and there was evidence to prove that the owners had switched the two ships, and then sunk the Titanic, aka the already damaged Olympic, for insurance money. Holy shit! Now, I don't know, Steve. Just going off of that from right here, not really going too much into detail. What do you think about the likelihood of that?
I mean, I think when you talk about insurance money,
Oh yeah.
I guess that gives it some type of precedence or credence or whatever, but I don't know.
Hell yeah.
It just seems weird. It seems like they took, let's just say that this guy's name was Stanley Lottie. It seems like they just took Stanley Lottie's uh, you know, it just seems like they made the Stanley guy up hard for cash and he had to break the rules, you know?
You're right, right. Chris Stanley says, I'm on Steve's level here. That's some pretty big shoes to fill there, Chris Stanley. Are you sure about that? I mean, I'm not down to you.
I don't know. That guy knows how to play a drum. I'll tell you that much. I don't. The only thing I know how to do is criticize, and downgrade. I don't know how to play drums.
But you are the best. If at the very least, you are the best at criticizing and downgrading. Lord Panatra says, "Yeah, at Chris Stanley, I enjoyed the sets as well. Bookmarked for the next show. Hell yeah, dude. Do you still play the drums, Chris? That'd be badass to see you live, no doubt. Let's see. I'm behind him all the way. Absolutely. Okay. So let's see here. So number 2, the Denver International Airport is a hub for the Illuminati. Now, Steve, are you familiar with the Illuminati? I'm sure you are.
Yeah, that's like the people who run everything,
Right.
right? Like this
Yeah.
secret society.
So Jay-Z, Kanye, Beyonce, all these super wealthy and famous people, the whole cabal, the cabal, if you will, of the rich and famous and the elite, they're together. There's like a lot of, I think for the Illuminati specifically, a lot of satanic devil worship. There's a lot of it thrown in the mix and stuff. And I guess actually that's kind of like one of the biggest conspiracy theories out there as well. Do you know much about it? And if so, what is your opinions on that and it's to its validity, Steve?
I'm sure something like that exists, but is it to the degree? I feel like it's a bit. I feel like the traditional mainstream Illuminati is a little bit romanticized, I would say. It seems to be a romantic idea. A lot of my problem with a lot of these, my problem with a lot of these conspiracy theories is that they're so far fetched, and it's like it's kind of created in someone's mind, so it's not really like based off substance. Like, for example, here's this and that and this and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's very open ended, and it's just like, I don't know, might have to look into it type of logic.
Matt still hasn't typed that yet, so I'm sure it's coming though. I'm sure it's coming. Let's see what it has to say about this. The intricate murals on the walls have led travelers to believe it's a central meeting place for either the Illuminati or neo-Nazis. Oh, and the hallways apparently make a swastika shape. Where? And when you look at the building from the sky. But there was never have been a connection between the Illuminati and neo-Nazis. What the hell? Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that one. What is this? This isn't a conspiracy theory. BuzzFeed. Yeah. Okay. The current year is actually 1719, not 2016.
Here's a shower thought. All years are made up.
That is true. That is true.
I don't care if it's 1719 or 2016. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me, you know.
Yeah. And horse-drawn buggy is still around. You just got to go to the right parts of Chicago to get that experience. No doubt. Chris Stanley says, daily, but I need better equipment to stream. Thinking about getting an electronic set V-drums. That's badass. Jeremiah says, main problem with most conspiracy theories is they are unfalsifiable. You know, you seem like a pretty knowledgeable guy, Jeremiah. I think I'd like you to go deeper into that subject. What are your opinions? You know, hell, fuck it. I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link to join the stream here in the comment section. if you're feeling if you want to have your opinion, if you want to spread your truth to the world, then feel free to join. Feel free to join the link and hop into this the stream with us. Thank you for watching, of course, by the way. A climate change, unfalsifiable. LOL, not myself. Not myself. You seem pretty opinionated too. Maybe you should consider joining in. Let's see what you guys have to say. But in the meantime, let me take down that Bermuda Triangle. The current year is actually 1719, not 2016. Okay. The phantom time hypothesis says Roman Emperor Otto III liked the idea of ruling during the year 1000. Even though that wasn't the date when he was in power, did he forge documents to change the year? Were the early Middle Ages totally made up? What is the truth? Yeah, I'm kind of on your side, Steve. I guess it really doesn't matter even if we are in 1719. Let's see, number 5, which I'm not very pleased with this list, by the way, BuzzFeed. Okay, you need to work on this. You need to do a lot more to impress me. Number 5, there are actors planted at shootings and terrorist attacks for TV news and channel use. Possibly the same. I don't know about what is this?
It's pretty socially irresponsible if that's true.
Crisis actors are supposedly planted at these horrific events by the government to control what gets reported to the public. What the fuck? The entire universe, all memories were created just last. What is this? Oh my God. All right. If this doesn't impress me, I'm done with this list. I'm going to find a new one.
I guess that doesn't explain. I guess that's true. I guess it just doesn't explain the last 33 years of my life as well.
I know. Get on, Chris. Did you ever get on streams? Jeremiah's I'm on mobile at the moment. Yeah. Give me a few minutes. I'll try to. Okay, cool. We might have Jeremiah on here.
All right.
Yeah. Badass. Yeah. Bring your opinions. And what conspiracies you wanna talk about. No doubt. Okay. What are you saying here, BuzzFeed? The last Thursday-ism theory says that all the memories of the past could have been created recently. For example, just last Thursday. I mean, can you prove otherwise? I've never heard of this at all. What the hell? So what does that have to say about video? Okay. Go ahead, Steve. I don't
know if this is going to translate to the thing, but when I was 6, I got stabbed. And if you see right here, that's like right here, you can see like a little protrusion. Yeah. That's where I got stabbed.
Who stabbed you, Steve?
One of my classmates. I might have been like 13. I think I said 6.
With a pencil?
No, with like a lead type of like apparatus.
His ass?
No, I was stabbed.
Did you stab him back?
No, I was stabbed. I had to go to the doctor or some shit. But it's just like, I don't know how both him and I can have the same type of like memory that he stabbed me. You know what I mean? Like I can prove that it's otherwise. I have a lot of I've had a lot of surgeries in my life. I have a lot of like surgery marks that proves that it wasn't created last Thursday. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and then how would you address found footage, like stuff that's specifically marked like years or days or weeks ago?
Charlie Chaplin. All of a sudden Charlie Chaplin's made up?
Oh my, I don't know. That's dumb. That's dumb, BuzzFeed. Yeah. What number 8? What's this? The reason everyone remembers certain events and details differently is because there are multiple. Okay, now this is pretty cool. I like the multiple universes. That's pretty cool. This theory called the Mandela effect. Okay, so let's talk about the Mandela effect. Because of this example, when Nelson Mandela was in jail, people remember him dying. Then, when he was released from jail, people were confused because they had remembered his death and the details so vividly. Have you heard about the Mandela effect?
Yeah, it just seems like they got confused and they thought they confused Nelson Mandela with someone else.
So they just got confused. Someone was talking too fast. There was a typo in the email and they just got confused, right?
Yeah. That's what it was.
That's great, Steve. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see here.
I mean, maybe they did see another Nelson Mandela get who died. Maybe they did. I don't know. I wasn't there, but all I can say is that there's not, just because of that, there's not a multiple universes. Like all of a sudden, they're going to realize multiple universes because people forgot that Nelson Mandela didn't die. Shower thought.
All right, go ahead and shout there, Steve.
You're currently living in the memory of your future self.
Yeah, and it feels fantastic. My head is still a little sweaty. Hopefully, it's not as sweaty in the future.
Yep.
I can hope for that. I can hope and pray. Okay. Now myself says, "Uh-oh, you're having trouble remembering."
No, I'm just getting a little drunk.
Wow, for one glass of whiskey.
This is heavy stuff. Johnny Walker Black's nothing to play with.
Yeah, no doubt. Lord Fernandez says, "I'd get on, but if I talk conspiracy, I may be subject to Steve's judgmental gaze." He wants it. It's the perfect time. Maybe audio only at this point. This is not my topic of expertise, though. Oh, that's fine, Chris Stanley. You do it. Oh, okay. Who do we have on here? Jeremiah is in the stream. Hello, Mr. Jeremiah Lewis. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Jeremiah.
What's going on?
Hey, not much. Yeah, just trying to check out the stream. Just check out what you guys. I saw it was going to be about conspiracy theories, so I was kind of interested to check it out.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say I missed about the first 30 minutes. I didn't tune in until about 10. So anything talked about before then, I don't know about.
Yeah, that's fine. So I guess maybe one question for you is, what's your general sense of conspiracy theories? Are you a skeptic? Are you kind of like there's kind of like both? There's maybe some truth and some fiction in there.
I mean, I'm probably more with Steve on this. I'm more on the skeptic side of most conspiracy theories, but that's not to say that no conspiracy theory is, true. I think there are maybe some true ones, and I think some theories have some truth, some lies, and I think some are just totally. Can I curse on here?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, and then I think some are totally bullshit. Right. But yeah, I kind of just take it theory by theory,
Right.
What I meant earlier by unfalsifiable, in case you guys don't know, unfalsifiable means it cannot be disproven, which that might sound good if something is unfalsifiable, but literally almost anything could be. Like, I can fly when no one's looking. There are little elves that live in my shoes, but only I can see them. I have an invisible dragon that lives in my garage, but he can't be seen by anyone else, and he can't be measured in any kind of way. Only I know he's there. So if something's unfalsifiable, you can't, that doesn't really mean it's a good reason to believe in it. That's kind of
right.
See it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not saying this to be a smartass, but I legit did not know what unfalsifiable meant.
Well, that's pretty much what it means. So
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that, Jeremiah.
Can I ask you something, Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Is Sweats's cap unfalsifiable?
That's as true. That's as much truth as you're gonna get in the fucking universe. Let me tell you right now. The truth beam is on point right now.
Isn't that what they wore in signs, by the way?
Yeah, that's what they wore. Dr. Bimbo said to wear this. Yeah. So that's as much truth as you're gonna get on a Wednesday night. God dang it! You know what I'm saying? I have a good question for you, Jeremiah, but let me get to some of these chats first. Let's see. Here. Shout out to Lord Fernandez. Shout out to Chris Stanley. Not shout out to this guy who's trying to sell me fake followers on Twitch. Let's put an F. Put an F in the chat for Egg PCB Kotik. I don't know who he is. Put an F in him. If I had moderators on Twitch, his ass would be banned right now.
You know what though? That kind of means that somebody's looking at you.
Well, it's a bot that's looking at me.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Put an F for his ass. Hell yeah. Okay. Hail Steve. Hell yeah. Hail to Steve. We got from Chris Stanley. Not myself says, I love me some whiskey. Is that on the rocks? I'm not paying attention. Is that on the rocks, Steve?
I think it was, wasn't? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
thought it
just
was.
that's on the glass. That's on the glass right there. Like going hard on a Wednesday night, Steve. I like it. Not the rocks, not myself. Let's see. Chris Stanley says they do exist for a reason, like stereotypes. I'm not sure which. Oh, you're talking about conspiracy theories. Okay. Justine says, are you waiting for aliens, or is that the Hershey kid? Is that a Hershey kiss on your head? We were talking about a lot. We might be in the simulation. We might be in the computer programming. So, Justine, it's whatever you like it to be. It's whatever you want it to be. I actually would like that.
There is no computer programming. It's just tinfoil. He's not able to make a pizza now because he doesn't have any tinfoil to put on the pan because he put it on his head. So somebody in his household is going to get mad at him because he's putting tinfoil in the house because
I bought that tinfoil. I bought that aluminum foil with my own money. I could do what I want with it. God dang it. It's my stream. Oh my God. I slammed the table pretty hard. Oh shit. But yeah, Justine, I actually would like to have a giant Hershey's Kiss on top of my head. It'd probably melt and like there'd be chocolate like oozing from it. That would be unpleasant. Tinfoil hat, hell yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Chris Stanley. Avs for the Twitch guy that's trying to sell me fake followers. Oh yeah, hell yeah. We got the F's going. Let's see, F, hell yeah. Hell yeah, there we go. We don't mess around. That's Slits and Steve show. I like Johnny Black, Lord Finatra says.
Whenever we meet, Finatra, Johnny Black on me, my friend.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess one of the everybody gotta scrub the pots and pans. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so Jeremiah, the next question that I had for you was, what is the one conspiracy theory that annoys you the most, that you possibly have done the most research on and want to dispel? If there was one conspiracy that you would like to be put to rest, what is that conspiracy theory, sir?
If I had to pick one, well, I guess, I mean, the one, I guess it's kind of a lot of little conspiracies in one. And I think some of the little ones maybe have some evidence while others don't. So you kind of have to attack each one by one. But basically, the 9/11 conspiracies. And I only say that because I used to be an insanely heavy believer in all of them. You threw one out, I was like, yeah, it's true. I've done so much research on them though, that I think most of them are kind of bullshit now. But like I said, it kind of depends which conspiracy theories of 9/11 you're talking about. So it just depends which ones.
Right. Actually, a good one here is Lord Finatra mentions flat Earth. Flat Earth. I'm sure you know about this one, Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm. Right? I do. Yeah. I haven't done a lot of research, but I mean, I feel like it's someone's almost. I don't want to say completely, but it's almost self-refuting. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it.
Sure, go ahead.
When I see the flat Earth conspiracy, in seriousness, I think of the memes where scientists have put satellites in space, and they've painstakingly worked years and years to triangulate all this so we can be communicating like we are now. For someone to say, "Oh, the Earth is flat," something that was disproven what was that 600 years ago or something.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, or I don't know.
It's probably from the same guy who said that if you eat gum, it sticks in the stomach. Did you hear that?
I've heard that one. I've heard that. Yes, I did. I actually thought it was true for the longest time too.
My large intestine would be filled all the way up. I might if that were true, I might have I'd be eating a sandwich one day and the sandwich wouldn't go all the way through it, but it would be blocked up. My large intestine would be blocked up by gum. If that were true. That's falsifiable. Did I get that right, Jeremiah?
Yes, yep. Okay. It is falsifiable. So yeah.
There you go. I got the hat on tonight. Otherwise, I'd be fucking up more and more.
The one conspiracy you guys were covering earlier, which I guess I really didn't get what the conspiracy was. The one about something about magnets or magnetic material and money.
Right? That was weird.
Okay, like I didn't get like what was the conspiracy? Like there's magnets and money. Like that was the conspiracy.
Yeah, it had mentioned I forgot. It had mentioned
that they can track how much money you have on you.
Yeah, from the amount of from like what type of bills and stuff you got on you. Yeah, from like the magnetic material that they have in there.
So that they can track how many bills you have. Like that, that was the whole. I've never heard that one, so I just thought I was like, I didn't really get like what's the big, like the big what's the punchline? Like there's magnet material money, so.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what we were kind of figuring is because what Steve had said pretty much is like, okay, so who would want to know that information? What data would that help?
Yeah, and like I think Jeremiah, you said it pretty well, where it's just like conspiracies go hand in hand with agendas, right? So like somebody put in the chat JFK. JFK is there's probably something real about JFK. I don't know what, but that's probably, and that's kind of like the mother of all conspiracy theories because it's very out there, right? Like somebody killed him for a reason. You know what I mean? And that's where like conspiracy theories come into play, where it's just like, well, I think it was this and I think it was that. And you kind of go into all these different, subsets because of it. But there has to be still an agenda or a motive behind it. So because they want to have a magnet to see how many 20s I have in my pocket, like that doesn't really make any sense. You know what I mean? It's a weird one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think where a lot of conspiracies come from. Now, this is not true for all of them. I think it's just for some of the bigger ones. Is they come about because chaotic events happen, like a presidential assassination, and if to think about like, oh, just some crazy person could pull off killing like a president, like that's an unsettling thought. Like no one wants to think like the world is that chaotic. So, but if you have this story like, oh no, it's all planned, this actually happened, that's a little more comforting to know than like, no, there's just chaos that happens and like shit just happens. I think that's where some conspiracies come from, but I don't think that's all of them. I think it's some of the bigger ones, kind of the 9/11 ones. That's like, no, it's more comforting to think, oh, the government actually planned it and it was all control, instead of, no, there was some terrorists who hijacked planes and actually brought down 2 towers and crashed into the Pentagon. I think so. It's a little more, I feel like it's more assuring. Like it's still like crazy, but it's like, okay, well, it was planned and not just like, oh, caught by surprise or whatever.
Yeah, and they also made it very lengthy and annoying process to board a plane. That's what they did as well. That's
the conspiracy was it's going to take now twice as long to board a plane. That was the reason they wanted to do
dude. Shit. Who's the people that not the FTC,
TSA.
The TSA, yeah, it's the TSA guys. Yeah, they're like, hey man, listen, man, we gotta get our numbers up, dog. What we gotta do? What we gotta do here? TSA, I'm looking at you. I got the helmet on. You can't mess with me tonight, TSA. I'm not falling for it. All right.
I'll tell you right now, no disrespect to anybody and what they do and how they earn money, but I've been to the airport many, many times in my life, and I can tell you, anyone in the TSA, at least in the O'Hare airport, has not come up with any conspiracy theories that makes me feel like, yeah, the TSA is behind this. Okay.
Well, that's because they're good at that. They're good at not responding. They're good at just doing one thing and one thing only. Like scan you, they pat you down. Those guys are perfect. They're perfect for the concealment job, no doubt in my mind. But we got now myself saying, damn Egyptians calculated it with math and logic thousands of years ago.
Calculated what?
Yeah, you kind of clarify on that. I'm not myself. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. The Lord Finatra says the CERN Large Hadron Collider creating the God particle and opening black holes. Damn, Finatra! Like I didn't know you were on that stuff. I mean,
I've heard of that stuff, but I don't know enough about it to comment on it.
Yeah, hit us with that research.
I have heard of that. stuff.
Yeah, it's Lord Finatra. Hit us with that research that you got there, man. Dang, man, I didn't know he was on that. That's why you gotta hop on here, man, and spit the truth, man. We got Chris Stanley says that's what kills me about it. Okay. Hadron. Is that what you were mentioning before? The high. Oh,
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the hadron instead of hydron, I guess. That's what like from the chat.
Oh, okay. Shift Titan TV. Shout out to Shift Titan TV. Thank you for watching the stream. He says the Earth isn't flat and JFK was an inside job. Hey man, I saw the Irishman, and I checked out what Joe Pesci said. He said if they could whack a president, they could whack the president of the union. Boom. And that's it. That's it right there, man. The mafia, they got him, dude. Shift Titan TV, man. Back me up, man. Chat, back me up. Am I right? Am I right? You got Justine who's laughing. The latter's more likely. I'm not sure which one you're talking about there, Chris, but now myself says, hell yeah, Finatra. LMAO, supposedly intersecting parallel universes, hence the Mandela effect. Okay. So you might get a little bit of Steve's ire mentioning the Mandela effect again. Shake your head, Steve. Stash is loving it. Stanley's loving it. Okay, Shit Titan TV says, question to everyone. In your own mind, which conspiracy theory is the easiest to believe is true and not just a theory? Well, chat, go ahead, and I'll kind of pose that question to you, Jeremiah, and you, Steve. And chat, go ahead and
I guess here's where I'm having a hard time with Shift. What's his name? Shift in TV. Can you go back
to Titan
that?
TV, baby.
So when he go back to it real quick.
Oh, sure.
He says, question to everyone, in your own mind. That phrase makes me not want to think about it, because where else would it be? Like, what other options do I have? Like, I'm going to think about it in Sweats' mind, Jeremiah's mind. Like, are we going to do a group thing type of thing? Like, I just don't feel, I just feel like it's kind of redundant. Shift Titan TV.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the conspiracy theory that I think is the easiest to believe, and not just a theory,
go ahead,
is that you didn't need to put in your own mind. That's the easiest one, because I was going to think about it anyway. I don't have any other place to think about it. I'm sorry.
Oh my god! But did you just drop your pen? The only way you could have topped that is you should have thrown your whiskey glass against the freaking wall. Like, Shift Tight TV.
This area, I don't know if you can tell, but like back here is where my son. So like he has a playhouse down here. So
no,
glass that he steps on. So no.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with the playhouse. He'll give you ire for that. But I guess go ahead. Yes, I'm liking that word right now, Steve. Jeremiah, I guess you could answer Titan's question as well. Which conspiracy theory is the easiest to believe is true and not just a theory?
I mean, that I'm not going to be as have a good answer as Steve just did.
No one.
I can't do that, but off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I guess really just throw them out there, and I'll tell you if I believe it, and if I don't, why I don't. But off the top of my head, I'm having trouble thinking of one like, oh yeah, I believe that. But I know there's some out there I believe, but I'm having I was put on the spot and I can't think of one.
Yeah, maybe you could just think about it. Let me go through some of the other chat.
Here, let me
shout out to you guys. Yeah, you guys are really exploding in the chat section right here. Thank you for watching, by the way. Of course. Chris Sandler says no one can explain the Pentagon crashes though. If it was an inside job, why would they do that? All right, that's a good question by Chris Stanley. I don't know if any of you guys have a response for that, either you, Jeremiah, or Steve, or
I don't know exactly where he's going with that.
I don't know.
But if I had to guess, could you go back to it again?
Sure.
Reread it. No one can explain the Pentagon crashes, though. If it was an inside job, why would they do that? So it sounds like he thinks it's not an inside job.
Yeah.
Am I reading that?
Yeah, maybe if you could clarify, Chris. Maybe
Yeah. If I get like a clarification, I can really respond to it better.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely clarify that for us, Chris. I'd like to answer your question here. Let's see. Not myself says Jack Ruby tied up a loose end. Jack Ruby, that's right. Well, Jack Ruby was I forgot what his involvement. He was the shooter. Yeah. He shot Robert Oswald, dude. Oswald. Yeah. Whenever I hear the word Oswald, I think of the little fat blue Oswald from Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. That's what I think of Oswald. It's a very rhombus name. Very round. Shiv Titan TV comes back and says, well, no, as it has been proven that people's opinions on something can jade their own personal opinion on something. He also
why does he do 2 P's in his opinion?
Oh my god.
He didn't do it once, he did it twice.
So in your own mind was relevant.
Well, now that Shift Titan, now that you and I have this kind of bond with each other, let me just put it to you like that. For everyone else, it might be in your own mind. But when you come at the king, you best not miss. And I'm only in my own mind. I have nowhere else to be. Okay? There's not an alternate universe here. I don't believe in the only thing I have right now is this mic, these headphones, and that computer, and you, and that's it. So I'm locked in.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Chris Stanley says they say the NY ones were inside job. Yeah, that's what we were covering before. Let's see. Like George was melted down the Twin Towers. I guess. Yeah. So I guess you kind of could clarify about
the jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. I think I know what he means by the Pentagon now. I think he's saying like, well, if it was all an inside job, why would they have not just done the towers? Why they do the Pentagon as well?
Yeah.
I guess good question. I know there's answers to that. So I don't know all of them, but yeah, I guess good question. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, Chris Stanley. Badass.
And no one said it here, but Chris's comment about like George Bush melted down the Twin Towers. Okay, I said thank you, Jeremiah. So I think I got it right. The whole thing about the melted steel beams, I know that's more of a meme now, but the reason's like, well, like if jet fuel only burns at this temperature, and steel melts at this temperature, but jet fuel doesn't burn that hot. Well, yeah, because none of the steel beams were melted. If you look at the pictures of the aftermath, a lot of them are still like standing in the ground. They're not melted, but it will weaken it. So what happened is, real quick, but like how the Twin Towers were built, all the outside supports had steel beams running like a long parallel. And so what that fire did, it melted so the beams were like this straight, and they kind of started to bend. Yeah. They would just bend, pulling on those outside supports until they couldn't take the pressure anymore, snapped, and then they fell.
Right.
Because there was nothing holding it once the support snapped. So it's not that the jet fuel melted the steel beams, but or I should say jet fuel cannot melt steel beams, but it can weaken the fuck out of it.
Yeah. That no doubt. That I always thought that part was interesting to talk about as far as that conspiracy goes. Justine says, I'm out. Have a good one. Everyone say bye to Justine. Bye, Justine. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you around a little bit more often. You're always a good time, no doubt. Lord Fernandez says it's a rhetorical question. Okay, I'm not sure which question you're talking about, Lord. I hated that dumb show, Oswald. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't like it either. But Shiv Titan TV says, I'm English. It was our word first. Okay. Well, but it's badass that you're from the UK. First international. It's international. We're going international, Steve. Shout out to Shiv Titan. That's your word. Yeah, you can have it. Shiv Titan, you can have your word, dog. I'm not trying to take that from you, dog. I mean, we already kicked your ass in the revolution in the Revolutionary War. So I mean, you can have all the words you want, dog. Dude, I often thought about like, and this isn't a dig to Ship Titan or any of our potential Great Britain viewers out there. I always thought like, what would like someone, and I guess I could ask Ship Titan, like just like, what if I were just like to make jokes about the Revolutionary War? It's just like, yeah, man, like I haven't forgot about that tea, man. That fucking tea that you're trying to push on us, dude. Fuck that shit, man. We kicked your asses for it. Like, what the hell? It's like ancient history, dude. Well, actually, it's not ancient, dude. It's only like
I could never lead a revolution. Let me tell you.
Steve, you are a one-man revolution. That's what you are.
I'm an unshiftable man. You know, I don't really shift very often. It's just like, hey, let's start a revolution. I'm like, let's not. You know, I'll try to talk you out of it. I don't think it's a good idea. You don't want me on the side that needs to have a revolution.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely do mean that though, Steve. You have a lot of power to you. Lord Finatra says, I'd get on, but rushing to get the F out of work. Go ahead, man. No problems. Let's see. I totally agree with Jeremiah. Thanks, man. Hell yeah. Jeremiah is a smart guy. I just kind of get that vibe from him. He's a very intelligent man. I get that. That's why I was excited to get him on here. Which, by the way, if you were to give an introduction to yourself, Jeremiah, who are you? Who are you? What do you do? What are you about? We have an international reach here on the Sweats and Steve show, and now's your time to shine.
I mean, you did get a hold of Red Band, so you know.
Yeah, I did. Say it again.
So I say that's a pretty big reach, but I mean, yeah. I just sort of struck about myself. I mean, before I go on actually, Sweat, did you say that you went to HB as well?
I did.
What year did you graduate, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I didn't graduate from there. I left after my freshman year, and that was like around the 2011, 2012, if not 2010, 2011.
But yeah, but like what year did you like finish high school?
2014. I graduated class 2014.
Okay, so I guess you would have been a year under me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I went there until I was in 6th grade, and then I ended up switching.
Yeah, I remember Grant saying something about that from what I remember.
Yeah, I went there from 2nd grade to 6th grade.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm 26 years old, live in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then a passion of mine that I'm actually studying on the side is web development. I'm super into web development, learn HTML, CSS, Sass, JavaScript, jQuery. We're going to be learning some JavaScript libraries for anyone who knows what that is. But if you're interested, visit my GitHub, github.com/jclewis17 if you would like some work done.
Yo, put that link to your site in the private chat, and I'll put it in the
private chat. All right, yeah, I can pull it up,
and I can put it in the actual chat. No doubt. Yeah. If you have web development, hey, we have Lord Finatra, of course, in the stream. Hello, Lord Finatra. Hail.
I may cut you off before Jeremiah leaves. I got a conspiracy theory.
Oh God!
But it's a prediction. It's a prediction.
What's up with the chicken? Finatra, right. What's up with the chicken?
This one might, huh?
What's up with the chicken?
It's a rooster. Yeah.
The rooster.
I drew that. It's a chicken. Yeah, it's a chicken. It's a cat.
Yeah.
I check it. I want to share y'all. I want to share you a prediction here, and I don't know why nobody. I haven't heard nobody say it, so you heard it here first. This might jeopardize any future sponsorship. So I don't know if you want me to share this information, but this might be the only time you're going to hear any of this type of shit because you won't hear it on the mainstream media.
That's right. Yeah. We're gonna get banned. We're gonna get banned after this. Go ahead.
Leave your Peloton.
Yeah, Peloton is already.
Peloton.
All right. You got the pubs and you got the Dems, right? So the Dems freaking put up this jackass and the fucking leading cop that makes it worse for everybody in America and put them on top because they want to lose it because they want everybody to go even crazier when Donald Trump wins again.
I'm not touching that.
All right. That's my fucking prediction.
I'm going to take...
I had a prediction before I said... I said this last year before anything happened. I had a shower. I had a toilet thought, and I said I was actually on the internet, and I said to these people, I said, don't you feel like the world is moving? See, I'm from New York. I'm not from New York City, but that's a city that never sleeps.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
and this world is turning into New York City, and it doesn't sleep. And I was like, we're moving too fast. Is this sustainable? And then before I didn't really pay attention to what I was saying, but then when it happened, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, look at this. Now the whole world got to shut down a little bit and breathe, figure some stuff out. But the problem is that they didn't take an opportunity in that crisis to make things better. They just made it completely freaking worse. And now what you're gonna do? Put jackass Biden up there with the freaking chick that don't nobody like? So they're gonna lose because they want Trump to win so they could tear this motherfucker down. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. That's just a prediction. That Steven Sweats has nothing to do with what dribbles out of my mouth. But it's very upsetting to me.
Hold on. When did you make that prediction? Because if you made that prediction like at the beginning of the year, that doesn't count. Maybe if you made that.
Oh no, like 2 weeks ago, like a month ago. When she ran for it took me a minute to get there. No, it took me a minute, and I don't mean to rile up anybody or try to stress anybody out, but it's upsetting. And there's, you know what I mean? Like, how can you put this guy who can't even make it to the podium with a mask on? He's about to freaking keel over. And then you got the worst chick in the planet.
We
got Tulsi Gabbard out there. Smart, beautiful, Hawaiian.
I'll get back to you in just a second, Pinacho. We got that shower thought first.
I want to get a parrot and train it to say, I've been turned into a parrot. Can we please get out of this conversation?
Yes.
Can we please?
Well, I'll tell you.
I really like you as a person. But I don't know.
Right. Well, I'll put it like this. We have established that you are a clairvoyant in the previous episode, Finatra.
Oh yeah, that was fun to say. He didn't know what the hell I was talking about or where I was coming from when I said that. But
right. But like any muscle, you gotta work that shit out. And so, like, I'll.
Yeah, I don't feel like it either. You don't play with that shit. No, hold up, Steve. No, hold up. He called me a parrot? Hold up. I did not parrot anybody. I do not watch the news.
I didn't call you. You're my boy.
No, I do not believe that you would ever believe any of the crap that comes out of my mouth pertaining to that type of stuff. But it's always, for me, it's fun to entertain and subscribe to sometimes. And it gives me a little insight.
You are very entertaining, Finatra, which I don't know. Steve, have you watched any of Finatra's latest live streams at all?
When I'm awake.
He was on.
I get on a couple of them when I'm awake. He does it at like weird hours.
Yeah, he has. Finatra has vampire time. He has the vampire time zone.
I got the hours that they put the shitty talk show hosts or like morning show hosts or like crappy cartoons like Sunday morning.
He's got like the like step-by-step hours.
Steve likes to do the audio cooking show and teach us how to chop onions on air.
That's so funny. It's funny because it's true.
I totally.
My meatballs came out good though.
Chopping, cooking breakfast.
Dude, I was making meatballs that morning and they were really good.
Good.
All right, so I dropped the link to Jeremiah's.
Thank you.
Yeah. I dropped the link to Jeremiah's site. I'll pull it up. It's in the description right now. But I'll pull it up on the screen in just a minute. Let me go through some more of these chats here. We got Stosh saying England wants whatever they can take. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we'll see what Shift Titan if he tries to take anything from us. I don't think he will, though. I believe he is a solid fan of the show. And I do appreciate him.
Centipedes in my place. It's crazy.
You need to get that taken care of. Well, honestly, Steve, you just gonna have to get used to smashing them. I mean, because we have tons of centipedes at my mom's house in the basement, and they're always.
Is there a more useless thing in the world than centipedes? What do centipedes even eat?
They eat spiders apparently, but I like like the daddy long legs. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, but I like the daddy long legs more than the centipedes. So I'm cool with this. I'm cool with the. I always kill the centipedes. I'm cool with the daddy long legs so long as they stay in their corner. Now, if they're blocking a plug and I'm trying to unplug something and they're not moving, like, dude, I gotta like flick you
No,
or I
that's
just gotta
a scary
outright kill you.
That's a scary thought. Imagine being a daddy long legs and a centipede rolls up on you. You're just like you're fucked. You know.
The only thing that you have is your web. The only thing you have is your web to tie them up. That's the only thing you got.
I don't know. Can
they run faster? They run faster?
I was going to ask that, Jeremiah. I think they can run faster.
Yeah, they can. I can personally vouch that centipedes can move faster than daddy long legs. Centipedes can like move pretty damn fast. Respect to Chris.
Diet. Spiders only.
Hell yeah. No doubt. Let's see. Stosh says, yeah, Switch, Jeremiah and I went to church together. Okay. Yeah.
I know Stosh.
Oh, hell yeah. Badass. No doubt.
Does he like ice cream?
The world. Hey, that's a conspiracy. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
That's a conspiracy theory, I believe. No, to answer the earlier question.
All right, let's see. Oh shit, he's here. Who is here? Who's here, Chris? Let me see.
This pen.
F the MSM, not myself. Very opinion against the mainstream media. That's not myself. Absolutely.
What's the problem with mainstream media? I don't get it.
A lot of it is kind of like a lot of fear porn. A lot of it is meant to
fear porn.
Yeah, it's fear porn.
All
and
right.
I don't think that's too controversial because
I agree with it too. But like I have to get into the specifics of why, and that would take that's a whole other show. But
you will have to come on to the next episode and kind of talk that stuff. I mean, if we can kind of weave it into an interesting topic.
Just make the topic for fear porn.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't down. I ain't down. I was trying to write something with fear porn, but I can't. I'm not that good of a rapper. Let's see here. All right, shout out to Chad, of course. Sunday morning. Oh yeah, that Sunday morning is usually a Finatra stream. Yes. By the way, yes, he says again a link to Jeremiah's site for web design. Is that correct, Jeremiah?
It's a GitHub account, which is just basically a site where I upload like different projects I've done. So.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll definitely have to check that out later for sure. Cecilpede. Oh boy, the Cecilpede. Have you ever seen pictures of the Cecilpede, Steve?
No.
Yeah, don't.
What is that? Is that something we can talk about and not get demonetized? Or?
No, well, I mean, I had to reach 1,000 subs before I get monetized, but I mean, even so, I'd still talk about the Cecilpede. One time a centipede fell off the ceiling onto my head while I was using the bathroom. Yeah, that happened. One fell onto my shoulder one time, and it kind of tickled a little bit, but then I knocked it off.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing about centipedes. It's a very easy fight.
It's a very easy fight. You just gotta accept sometimes they're positioned on the wall like in a weird way that like you can make a direct hit on them and it'll still miss. Like sometimes when I'm walking into the garage, hold on. I'm working like I'm trying to get into the house, and like the most recent time there was like two big ass like queen or daddy or whatever you call them, like centipedes. So I'm like, all right, it's pretty late at night and I gotta kill these things, and all I really have is like a shoe. So I have to like
that's all you need though. You don't need anything else.
That's all you need. But you need to be skillful because I am a skillful centipede killer because I've had to deal with them the most. And so like you have to angle it just right and you have to put the right amount of pressure, and I got them both. And I was very satisfied. And I was very satisfied because I know that many others would have not stepped up to the plate to deal with those two big ass centipedes, and I did. So that's my little highlight for the night, no doubt. All right, like and share, of course. Chris Stanley says fear porn. We will get to that fear porn. Back cash grab. Yeah. If it ever comes out. But okay, so I'm all caught up with the comments. That's good. But okay, so does anybody so what are we talking about? We were talking about conspiracy theories. And damn, we're actually been going on for quite a bit of while. And like any other conspiracy theories, any kind of any other thing like that, anyone like to kind of give their opinions on or kind of talk about Finatra?
Looking at Finatra's, I'm sorry, looking
Go
at
ahead.
Finatra's avatar, is it? One thing that I want to settle first is there's a big conspiracy theory of what came first, the chicken or the egg. And I just want to say that it was a series of evolution which led the chicken to become into what it actually is, and then lay eggs of actual chickens. Okay. I don't know why the evolution stopped, but it did. Okay. So that's the end of that.
What do you mean by stopped?
Like, I mean, the chickens don't really change. You know what I mean? Like, we're not seeing a new advanced version of chicken. I mean, I guess you have a Cornish hen. That's a form of a chicken. Maybe that's evolution, but I don't know that there's any other version of a chicken than there was 50 years ago. A chicken has not changed 50 years ago, right?
Well, 50 years ago, no, but was it changed 500,000 years ago?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Where it's just like it evolved, and now it's like it's a very flat line.
Yeah, I would say it's not really stopped. It's just the changes that you're thinking of take so many generations that you will never experience. You can't observe those kind of changes in one lifetime. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Wow. Somebody actually did it.
So chicken first.
Somebody actually surprised me.
I will say, I mean, I would say so many people believe it. I don't know if you can call it conspiracy theory, but I guess technically it is. That I do believe is Epstein did not kill himself. So that is one I do not think he killed himself.
Tied into COVID.
Tomorrow night. One sec, guys. I'm just sending out this message.
Oh yeah, take your time.
No, I'm sorry about that. Okay. All right. So yeah, the chicken and the egg. Actually, I like the idea of the chicken and the egg, as like a marketing tool. I know it has nothing to do with conspiracy theories at all, but the chicken and the egg. It's like so the chicken and the egg is kind of like supply and demand, like, and it's kind of like, you know, I'll just say that for another stream. You know, I could go in depth. You know, I know things too. You know, the show does say the Sweats and Steve show. Okay, all right. We got Chris Stanley in the building. We got Shift Titan TV. We got Jeremiah. We got Finatra. We got Steve, of course. We got Mickey. We got everybody in the chat. Hell yeah! Shout out to you guys. Finatra, man, you've been a little silent, man. What you on the road or something right now? You muted right now?
Yeah, I was just making a lot of noise and stuff like that, and hoping that my microphone won't go off. I get fumbly, a little clumsy on the screen. But yeah, the conspiracy theories are all fine and dandy. I get entertained by them, usually by the anything that has to do with the Illuminati, international affairs. You got like the Bilderbergs, you got the CFR, you got the Charlato, can't even say words, commission. You got a bunch of families and stuff. You know, you never really know. I think conspiracy theories happen when nobody knows what's going on, so they just start coming up with their own scenarios and what they thought happened, or what, you know, they try to humans are people who put patterns together, and that's what I think people look for, and that's how these conspiracy theories get created, because nobody knows what's going on. You know, nobody really knows, so they have to come up with their own story to reason, for logic. One guy said, "I don't understand why they would do that to the Pentagon, to their own." That's rhetorical. I mean, why would they even let America get to the point where they let it go now? You know, it's we don't know what's really going on out there, and maybe even some of the worst people are working for our best benefit in mysterious ways. I don't know. It's freaking it's weird out there, and I really don't care to know, because the more I know, the more it just drives me a little crazy, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Jeremiah's page here. Sorry this is a terrible segue, Finatra, and I
Yo,
apologize.
share your screen, Steve.
Oh, it's fine, dude.
Let's give Jeremiah some promotion. And by the way, Finatra, yeah, that would dude, you're really deep, man. Like, no joke. Like, all joking aside, I like how you're really deep, man. How you really have, like, I could tell you kind of thought about a lot of these things, man. And I'm sure, like, a lot of your time on the road, like, kind of attributes to that, where you had these long spans of time where it's just you and your thoughts, so to speak. So, yeah, man, I really
Before
respect that, man.
podcasts and all that, yeah. Before
Yeah.
So Jeremiah, I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, go ahead, share it, and we can.
Go ahead.
So my first impression of your website is, if I click in somewhere, he's probably going to steal all of my information.
Okay. Well,
Because I don't know anything on here.
let me just say, so GitHub is not my. GitHub is a site that, like, I don't know, literally millions probably of developers use. GitHub is not like my site. GitHub is a site where developers upload the projects they do so other people can see them.
Okay.
So what you're looking at, this is not my site, but hold on, let me see if I can make this full screen. Okay, there we go. So, like, those different titles, those are projects I have done.
Okay.
But to see them, you have to, like, actually download them and open them up.
It's amazing. So
And then, like
professional.
for people who know, like, yeah, you can go through and see the code I actually wrote out to do them. And if you know code, like, you could read that pretty easily and know what it means.
Yo, let me ask you a question aside from conspiracy theories entirely, Jeremiah. One of the things about coding is that's always kind of, like, been, like, enough of an interest for me to, like, really kind of delve into it. Would be, like, being able to have a remote job, like, to be able to have, like, a lot of these front end web developer jobs where you could work remotely and, like, you could travel and you could still go to work so long as you had a decent internet connection and you just be, like, coding and stuff like that.
That's actually, like, my I would say currently, like, my ultimate goal that I would love to do is be able to work from home and you know, and work remotely, because, and right now with, you know, all the pandemic. Pandemic.
That's the Indiana boy coming out. That's the Indiana boy. I know it too well.
But yeah, with all the pandemic stuff, the remote work, it's super popular right now for a lot of companies, and it's probably gonna just increase more and more as more companies try out this remote work and they realize, oh, hey, it actually does work, and it kind of makes sense, because if all your employees can just work from home with an internet connection, then why pay the money to rent out a building, like, to have your business, and it can just all be online.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the remoteness of it, and just that's kind of like the main selling point. One thing I'd ask you is, like, so that if that's your ultimate goal, are you on the track to that right now? And are, like, is it in within this for, like, is it can you see that being that, can you see you achieving that, like, within the next 5 years or so? Just as a personal
achieving that personal goal, within the next 5 years, yeah, I could see myself working from home.
Like, how tough is it to get this digitally remote job that pays well enough to pay your bills and to eat well and to be able to travel if you so choose? And, like, how difficult is it to really get a job? Because I don't know what if you're doing back end or front end web developing.
Front end. I study front end. Back end's like something like I would look into, like, maybe like way later on, but we're focused on perfecting front end. But the difficulty, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's not really like, oh, it's this difficult. Like, it's kind of hard to say. Like, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I guess, like, a rough estimate I can give for front end, to learn it well. I mean, you can probably learn enough skills within 6 months to a year to get a junior job. Now, whether that's remote or not, that just depends on the jobs you apply to, if they're remote or not. But nowadays,
Yeah, especially for
for 2020, a lot more jobs are going remote. So.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, I just thought I'd ask that because that is web developing and coding and stuff. This has kind of been of interest to me for sure.
I would say coding is not. I mean, certain elements can be tough to learn. I mean, I've ran into trouble myself, and they can sometimes you might have to go over something 4 or 5 times before it really sticks. While some other stuff you go through once and it's like, oh, I got it. But to learn code is really not that hard. It's doable for anyone. But I'd say to learn it, to get a job with it, like you just got to be determined. You got to really be passionate about it.
Yeah. Were you gonna say something, Steve?
Yeah, can you like go onto a website, and this is probably back end, so you probably already answered this, but can you like go on a website and like change it and then like put on the link for the Sweats and Steve show or something? Or
yeah, that's right.
On any website, that'd be hacking, and I do not know how to hack, so no,
Okay.
I cannot do that.
Like you don't know.
If I could, that's the first thing I will do if I ever learn how to hack a big website. Is I'll just redirect it back to your guys.
You heard it here first.
No, you don't want to hear it here. You don't want to hear it here, Steve.
Why not?
They're gonna come back in here. They're gonna play this scene in the court. They're gonna play this in the court, and you're gonna be standing there. And Fiona and Lee are gonna be in the back. They're gonna be crying. You're just gonna be like, "Ah, man, I'm guilty." And they're gonna play this over and over again. It's like
We're trying to promote our YouTube podcast. I'm going to go to jail. Come on.
No, that's not the craziest thing you said. You know this thing I got. It's a cock. Okay, it's not a chicken. Right? Chickens are chickens. Right? So you got to say the word cock.
Yeah,
okay?
there you go.
Hey, Steve. Redeem yourself. You can start from there. One word.
Hey,
before you start a pout.
Steve is the immovable object and the unstoppable force dog. So I don't think you're gonna get him to say cock, bro.
Out of all the things he said tonight, you know.
Yeah.
Hey man, I've had like a glass and a half. I've had like this is like at least 3 glasses of scotch. So give me a minute.
I'll take you up on that offer too, Steve.
Yeah, man.
Whatever. Jeremiah.
Yeah, well, it looks like it just got. Oh no, there it is. I see it. Okay, it's a little further back in the chat, but I just saw Michaela say, "Yeah, it's a project collection." Basically, yeah, that's it. It's a collection of projects that I've done. That's what that website is.
Yeah. I'll put that back on that. Yeah, let me put that back on. Oh, that's not my screen. All right. But yeah, no doubt. Let me. I was gonna ask you a question. About something. Let me go through some of these chats. Says not myself. Says
go ahead. You're good.
Steve is new to the internet. A few months ago, he just wanted to be on it. Now he is becoming it. Oh, I know. It's becoming more and more apparent every single episode. He's learning up. He's picking up the lingo.
That was almost a shower thought.
You think so?
He dropped.
Oh, so you hit that shower thoughts. It's quote not myself, Steve.
I don't have one. I'm tired and I'm
No. Say what not myself said.
No, I don't. That's not my thought. That's his thought. I don't shower with not myself. Okay.
That's a conspiracy theory. If you believe
I
that,
missed that one. I missed the follow up. Shit, I booted myself.
No, you're good. No, so we can't confirm we can't debunk the conspiracy theory. And we can confirm that not myself and Steve do not have the same shower thoughts because they do not shower together. All right. Damn.
Okay, I was wondering what happened.
Lots of chats here. All right. Let me see. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna kind of zoom through these. Remote working is the dream. Hell yeah, Chris Stanley, no doubt.
Yeah.
Michaela says, Jeremiah, I dabble in web design stuff for work, but haven't really made time to get into the more advanced parts of HTML and CSS. Good for putting the time in on these projects.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Chris Stanley says, I hate my job, but I make drugs for a pharma company. So stressful. That's why I'm here to have fun. Absolutely. Steve's in the chat. You're always welcome, Chris. Glad we can help you have fun. Absolutely. It's the same comment there. Chris Stanley says, hail Steven Villarreal. For real man.
He spelled my name right, unlike Sinatra earlier. You
Oh,
only put one
really?
I put an A in it. Oh
You put
God, give me a
only one
break.
R. It's 2 R's.
Now
Oh,
myself,
okay.
now myself says we don't have the same thoughts because Steve thinks in his own mind and not in mine. The shower has nothing to do with it. Ha ha ha.
Right. Sorry.
There you go.
That guy gone. What was his name? Tube TV or whatever.
Shift Titan TV. I don't know. I don't know if he's still here or not. But yeah. Let's see. Anything else out there in the chat? Any other thing you guys want to talk about, or are we good on? Should we call it a night for?
I think we should
episode
call it a
number
night.
14?
You know, your boy's getting kind of sleepy around here.
Yeah, I just want to say, Steve. I remember last week.
Oh, I was so mad at you.
Well, dude. Well, I honestly, dude, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I really wanted to hit the 3-hour mark. I was like, dude, we're like 20 or 10 minutes away. I gotta keep Steve on the streak just so we can hit this goal mark.
I came back and I came back towards the end of the show, and I was just looking at Steve's face like, poor guy.
No.
I didn't say nothing. I was like, let me get out of here. I crept in and crept out.
Yo,
That's the longest show you've ever had.
Yeah, I know, and I could just remember, Steve. I felt so bad, dude, because honestly, I could have kept going all night, but I knew that I obviously knew you were getting tired, so like I wanted to hit the 3-hour mark, but after that, I was like, all right, we gotta end it. But like, I remember seeing you just slumped over your chair. I could see you drift off, like. Look at that.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I'm lagging and I'm working. I gotta get out of here. Thank you for having me, guys. Nice
yeah,
to meet you.
absolutely,
Jeremiah.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
All right, take it easy, Nacho. I'll see you later, man. But yeah, that was so funny. But I also felt bad for you at the same time. But hey, Steve, we got a 3-hour episode out there, dog.
Hey,
so
good for us. Yeah,
me too, man.
Good for us.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's hit some of these few comments and then we'll call it for the night.
Okay,
once again, thank you all for watching. Like and share if you can. It's all appreciated. Chris Stanley. Damn, Chris Stanley really is drunk. Okay. Biopharma companies are like first chair violinists. Good luck having a conversation with them. Oh, I guess they're planks of wood then, I guess, Chris Stanley. I could definitely see that. Hail Sinatra, absolutely. Not myself, says Chris, do you mean conversations with big pharma employees or the companies? Question mark, LOL. Lord Sinatra says, puts a woot in the chat. Chris Stanley says truth. But yeah, I think maybe we could talk about, maybe we could get Chris Stanley on and talk about big pharma next week. That would be interesting because I'd like to kind of know about like that. I like to get the inside track from actual employee who kind of deals in that sort of world. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call the stream. Again, I just want to thank everyone. Thank Sinatra. Thank you, Jeremiah, for coming on, man. It's good to see you.
Me.
Yeah, man, no doubt. And yeah, man, I'd like to have you on again and kind of get your take and opinion on things, dude. You're a pretty interesting guy, no doubt. No doubt. For sure. Yeah, and thank you all to the chat for watching. Thank you for Shift Titan TV.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Your avatar in the chat, is that the same as the avatar and the picture over behind your right? So like in this area on your screen?
No, it does look like it. No, what's back here? That's Brooklyn Bridge, and the avatar is a picture of downtown Chicago, actually.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It does look the same though. I never noticed that.
Yeah. No, you're good, Chris Stanley. That's actually I'm glad you mentioned that because like I said before, we'd like to get you on the show to talk about your experience and what your opinions are on that for sure. Not myself. Thank you, not myself. Hail Jeremiah from Chris Stanley. Hail Jeremiah. Absolutely. Good show, guys. All right. So yeah. I don't think. All right. So yeah. So we'll go ahead and end the show. I want to thank you all again for watching. Like and share. Thank you all the guests. And this has been episode number 14 of the Sweat to Steve show. We will see you next week. Same bat time. No, same Sweats time, same Switch channel. 8:30 p.m., baby. And who knows? We're going to talk about something. Finatra's going to get in here and talk some shit. Chris Stanley's going to get in here and talk some shit. Jeremiah's going to be the sensible person. He's going to be the facts-based person.
I'll be the fact checker of the show.
There you go. Yeah. And we're going to have Steve. Steve's just going to be the immovable object. And me, I don't know. I'm just going to keep the hat on and keep receiving the data from the mothership. But
Steve's the immovable object, and you're the unstoppable force.
That's right. That's right. Steve, you want to send us off with a shower thought?
I don't have any more. I only had like 6 coming into the show, so that's it. I think actually I have one more. Shower thought.
All right, hit that shower thought, Steve.
The tongue is the closest thing we have to a tentacle.
Okay. That's actually, oh yeah, that's badass. Shout out to Stosh, by the way. Thank you for watching, man. And yeah, we will see you next week. And as always, shishikada. Bye, guys.